High School Sports Live in partnership with 27 is proud to present the Red Lions and the visiting York High Bearcats. This broadcast is brought to you by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Good evening, everyone. I'm Todd McCall along with Jerome Presley, and Grace Grill will be on the field tonight. It's Spirit Night here at Red Lion. What a big game. Two teams, one 4-2. That's Red Lion. One team, Bearcats 6-0, and shared the title last year. Great players on this field tonight. I think it's going to be a fantastic game down here in the York Adams League. But you know what? A fantastic game starts with fantastic players. And you want to talk about visiting York Bearcats. They're starting to get something right with Coach Stoner's program. They bought in. They started at 1-9. Last year, shared the title, and now undefeated. But it's coming around who carries the ball in their big play offense.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is an amazing place to watch a football game. And when you talk about York, you talk about Jador Stewart. Sorry about that. Jador Stewart is having an amazing year, having 1,400 yards rushing, 25 touchdowns, but he's playing for more than just himself. He's playing for his late brother who passed away 5 years ago, and he's playing the sport for him as well. So when you have that kind of motivation behind you, it's a little bit bigger. And on the other side, you have Elijah Workington, who is a very good offensive player, but more importantly, what he needs to do defensively is going to be very big. 75 tackles on the season, and he's going to be counted on to try to shut Stewart down today.
You know, his size, I've seen it differentiate a little bit. It's been 6'2", 6'5". I got him at 6'4", 240.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is a workload. That is last time we remember backs when we were young kids was probably an Earl Campbell style size back.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you talk about him from the defensive side. We got a big play offense in York, big play defense in Red Lion. Tonight,
Absolutely.
What do you see that's going to be the key factor
Well,
in that?
I'll tell you what, defense, I always love defense, and defense will win out. But I tell you, this Red Lion team has to dig in defensively to shut down these big plays. And it all starts, you have to be able to shut down the run. If you can't shut down Stewart in the run game, you're in for a long night. So look for Red Lion to really pressure that line of scrimmage and try to get some pressure in the backfield to shut that running game down.
Well, York High comes on the road. They're 6-0. Red Lion 4-2. They won this one last year. Big game, big kickoff coming right up after these messages.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
Welcome to Hornfield Friday night. It's football time. Todd McCall, Jerome Presley, and Grace Grill down on the field. Red Lion's going to take the ball here at home. Big old crowd here tonight, Jerome. I mean, they are packed everywhere. Standing room only for this big matchup. Red Lion 4-2, York 6-0. And Red Lion's going to have tough field position, great coverage by the York Bearcats, Jerome.
And again, one of the things that's going to be big, and it's big in every game, is mistakes, limiting those mistakes. So now, if you're Red Lion, you're starting off backed up already, not able to secure the ball on the kickoff. It just puts you in a very difficult situation against a very good team. Now, let's think about this. Todd, York averages 59 points a game.
Right.
That's the kind of production they put up offensively to Red Lion's 35 points a game. So Red Lion cannot get in a shooting match with this team at all.
Metziger is the quarterback, shotgun formation, kind of a jet sweep look around the left side by Fizzer. Fizzer up really gets back to about the, call it 15-yard line and bringing up second down. Mentzer had big shoes to fill coming into the season this year, filling the shoes of a quarterback that threw for 36 touchdowns last year. But at 4-2, he steadied the troops pretty much here. The second play actually this drive, picked up 4 on the run. So it's 2nd and 6, single receiver split to the right from it. So they're give right side to Fizzer. Up there on that offensive line, they got some good size on that offensive line this year.
And then number 12, Rod Rideout on the play. And again, yeah, look at this, the size of Redline on the offensive end. They're huge. I mean, they're a big team, and you get a chance to see some of the size on that offense for Redline.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They move the chains at the 20-yard line for Metzinger. Metzinger give to Fizzer. Fizzer right side, cross the 20, cross the 25-yard line, ripped down there on the left side.
And that's number 42, Isaiah Peterson on the play. And again, you're seeing Redline run up tempo, but they're running the ball. Running the ball, you know, it speeds the game up, and it'll take a team out of that ability to just put points on the board. So good job. But again, York is stout. They're going to play tough, and they seem to read it on that play. Good defensive effort by York.
Yeah, York moving to the ball, but the chains were moved. It's 3rd and 3. Big 3rd and 3 already for Redline here. Offensively speaking, like they've got a good sized line, this Red Lion team does. Tonight, beautiful weather, 62 degrees. The wind is about 6 miles per hour. Humidity at Central Pennsylvania at 92%. So, but it's been cool here tonight. We start to feel that fall weather setting on, Jerome, and that's what we really feel football, isn't it?
It is. I mean, this is the pure football weather as you can get in Pennsylvania. With a nice breeze, the temperatures in the 60s. This is perfect weather to be a player. I mean, that's great. I mean, a little bit, it'll get a little chillier for the fans, but for players, it's perfect.
It's just been a dose of straight ahead. Fizzer going to be 2nd and call it a 7. Peterson on the tackle. Dejour Stewart as well. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Redline having 0 problems moving the ball here offensively, and haven't come close to putting it in the air with his running game.
Exactly, and again, if you're getting that kind of efficiency running the ball, why not? You'll speed up the game, but also you're getting first downs. And they're picking on that left side of the York defense. They're just running right at them, and they're able to get first downs by doing it.
Isaiah Peterson coming up to make the tackle for York. Crossing the 50-yard line is Redline, and that is Tyler Ness, who will share a host of the carries tonight off the left side. Just, again, one more look at it. Nice big hole right there opened up, and York had to close that pretty quickly as Redline crosses the 50-yard line, or just shy of the 50, call it. It'll be 2nd and 5. And again, actually just marked right on the 50.
And they're getting chunks. I mean, they're getting chunk yards, 5, 6, 7 yards a carry, and they're all hitting that left side of the York defense. So don't be surprised if York starts to see if they can bring some guys up, and you see a little counter play where the quarterback's going to keep and go the other way. But York seemed like they were a little ready for it and may have gotten a turnover.
They might get the first turnover of the night, and how big is that for the York Bearcats when Central York, or Redline, excuse me, was moving the ball very effectively, a fumble, and Coach Stoner's staff team's going to get the ball back at the 50-yard line. Big loss for Redline. Taking another look at it, Metzinger's running, and the ball he stood straight up.
He stripped.
And the ball got stripped.
Got stripped out. And that's the one thing you have to be careful of as a ball carrier. When you get into traffic and guys start holding you up, there's always someone in there to reach in and try to pull it out. You teach that. You know, if the ball's out there, you get it, especially a quarterback. You want to get that ball out as soon as possible.
I think Rob Rideout came out and got that out. Now we got Seth Bernstein, quarterback, shotgun formation. Give right up to Stewart. Stewart right side, and wow, we see now already, Jerome, why this guy is special. Look, he runs right side hard. That's Stewart.
And Stewart,
wow, look at him making the size of this kid.
Good sized kid. I mean, he has some Division I offers. Morgan State, Illinois State have both shown interest. He's getting some Division I looks all the way around. Good size, good speed for this York Bearcat team.
Bernstein back to pass with time. Look at, oh, he's hit and he's going to fumble. That's going to be on the ground. And it's going to be recovered. It looks like York. Well, no, Red Line says it's theirs. And from our angle, whose ball is it?
And you saw Bailey Royer coming off that right side, number 3 for Red Line. He just gets to the quarterback, beats the tackle around the edge, and looks like, let's see if he gets the turnover.
Wow, another fumble.
Did.
And Red Line is going to electrify their crowd here at Horn Field because they come back up and get another big turnover.
And I think on that play, what you saw was, you know, York is trying to take a shot downfield. I mean, they got a nice run on first down. That's an ideal time. Hey, let's take our shot. It's first down. We just got a first down, running the ball, a little bit of play action, go up top. But quarterback did not have a lot of time to set up, gets hit from the blind side, ball comes up, turnover, Red Line.
And I think playing that left side tackle is Javier Ramos, and somebody missed a block on that left side. And Bernstein was hit really hard to fumble. And the ball carrier is Tyler Ness, right side.
And you'll see a good dose of the senior carrying a lot of the load for Red Line in the running game.
It'll be 2nd down and 3. And the ball's going to pop out again, and York has it back. York has it back. Are we seeing this?
And that's right out. We've been calling him a lot to start this game. Gets on the ball, good defensive effort. And again, it looks like it'll be holding.
So that's going to stay. In all of our time, take a look at this one more time. Just pops right out.
That was just a good hit.
And right out will cover it. And all the time we've done High School Sports Live, have we ever started 3 separate possessions with fumbles, 3 fumbles?
I mean, I don't know if we've ever done that, but I'll tell you what. There's no, I mean, you think about it, it's not wet outside.
It's not wet.
It's a little, I mean, it's perfect football weather, so you would think that these players should be able to secure the ball. But what I'm seeing is both defenses are going after the ball. And that you saw that on three different possessions. Both defenses went after the ball, whether it's a helmet on the ball, arm on the ball, trying to strip it out, and that's what we got. 3 times, balls on the turf.
Shotgun formation for Bernstein. Bernstein to Stewart. Stewart running hard, crossing the 45-yard line. He'll be drugged down there. Coming up to make the tackle is Justin Dillon with an assist from Kobe Martin. And you're going to hear tonight, honestly, you're going to hear Justin Dillon's name mentioned a lot from that linebacker position. He's 5'10", he's only 168, but he's strong.
And always look for number 11. Workington is going to be all over the field, and he was on that play as well.
He's 6'5" and 250.
That's a big kid. That's a throwback linebacker there.
Right side, Stewart across the 50, bouncing outside, across the 40, down to the 30,
speed,
20. Wow.
Did you see how he cut the corner?
I can't wait to see it again.
He cut the corner, turned on the Jets, just got tripped up right at the end by a player that had the angle. And there you get a chance to see the explosion of this running back. Gets north-south very quick. Stewart gets to the outside. Look, just outruns the angle. And another player comes along from the side, has an angle, trips him up right before he's able to get in the end zone.
Yeah, that was Nick Schultz coming up to make the tackles. A touchdown-saving tackle. Stewart, left side. Stewart standing on his feet. Stewart fumbles, but he recovers it. And it's back on the ground again. It might be Red Line ball.
Oh, my goodness.
4 possessions, 4 fumbles. I am not sure in the history of the high school game have I seen 4 possessions, 4 fumbles.
The only problem here is I wonder if they're going to say a whistle blew this dead ahead of time. Wow. And it should have been it should be a turnover.
I mean, I got to gather myself for a moment here.
I think you may have gotten a quick whistle from the officials that should not have stuck. This was a down play. This should be a turnover.
Well, we got Stevens coming in on the Red Lion side. He is 6'10". Okay, let's take a look at this again.
Okay, the ball, you're going to see the ball comes out, and I'm having a hard time understanding. They blew the whistle right there, and he never had possession. So this should have been Red Line's ball.
There was movement clearly on the right side of the offensive line, so that's going to go against York, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think they're still talking to the coaches on the York side But again, if I'm the Red Lions head coach, I am livid right now because, you had a turnover that basically comes off the board because of a quick whistle by the officials. I mean, there was Stewart never retained possession of the ball when he went down, and I think the whistle blew the whistle. And again, once the whistle's blown, the play is dead. It doesn't matter what happens after that.
Maybe shotgun formation, single receiver, double receivers to the left side, single split to the right. In motion on the jet sweep, fakes a jet sweep, dumps off to Stewart. Stewart across the 10. And he'll be ripped up and tackled by Justin Dillon for Red Lion.
And just look at Stewart. He's 5'11", 205 pounds. Look at the elusiveness he has right here. One-on-one, his thought is, you're not going to be able to tackle me. He's able to make the first defender miss and get upfield. And I tell you, he's been very impressive at this early start. With the exception of the fumble that he should have lost, he's been very impressive up to this point.
So 2nd and 8 for York. 6:04 to play here in the first quarter. Give to Stewart. Stewart running hard right side, crossing the 5, just shy of the 5, over the 5-yard line, and he'll be taken down by working him.
And again, that offensive line is doing their job up front for York High. And there you go. You get a good chance to see big number 63 for Red Lion. I tell you what, this guy is without a doubt the biggest man I've ever seen. Spencer Stevens, 6'10", 379 pounds, anchor in the middle of that defense.
3rd down and 4 for York. Puts a receiver in motion is Bernstein. Bernstein back to pass, rolling right. Looking downfield. Pass is complete at the 4-yard line, and he's going to be hit.
Really close to a first down.
Did he get it? That's the question.
And you see Nazarenas is number 6. He's yelling. I don't know if he's trying to get his guys motivated back there on coverage to find out who's supposed to be there to cover outside. But he makes a good hit to save the touchdown.
First and two. We got whistles here. I don't know, where was the mark at? Was it his first foot or his back foot that they're actually marking it?
Well, yeah, it'll probably be where the ball was. They're going to mark where the ball was, regardless of where his feet is. And again, it put him right on the 1-yard line.
Well, York gets in. It's going to be a touchdown. And Bernstein, the quarterback, takes it himself. And York's on the board.
And again, we've talked about York's ability to put points on the board quickly. When you have that kind of talent in the backfield, you get upfield, chew up yardage very fast. 59 points per game for York. I mean, they're closing in on 60. It's going to be a hard task to slow this defense down. And you have to be able to run the ball, but you have to be able to not have turnovers. You don't want to give them extra possession.
Right. Jair Rodriguez with the point after. It's up, and it's good. So on the board, York 7-0. Red Lion nothing. We'll be right back.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
We want to thank our last driver, our stat man, Travis Sparks. 7 plays, 57 yards, 2:44 off the clock here. Stewart was set up with a 43-yard run. Stewart took it down to the 10-yard line. And this is kind of a nice play. Rolling to his right was Bernstein. And then Bernstein himself will keep it from 1 yard out. 7 plays, 57 yards. Chewed up 2 minutes and 44 seconds, and Stewart with the 2-yard run, actually. So there you are with your first breakdown of a touchdown drive.
And here, I mean, if you're a Red Lion, you have to be able to establish ball control. The more you have the ball, the more you keep that York offense off the field. You don't want to get into a scoring battle against them. So if you get into a situation where you have to throw, that's when you play into a team like York's hands. Because at that point, you start to lose possessions if you get incompletion. And you keep the game going longer, gives York more time to put points on the board.
Minsky. Left side. Not much there.
And again, football is a game of adjustments, and you adjust on the fly. And I'll tell you what, after a few possessions where you're getting gashed like that, the coach has the defense over on the side going over what's happening and saying, you know what, we got to make some adjustments, make some movements, change the defensive scheme around a little bit, and get where we need to go to shut those gaps down.
So it'll be right side, and that's Ness. Ness crossing the 30, just shy of the 35, the 34-yard line.
And Todd, what you're seeing here is York is starting to commit more and more players to the line of scrimmage and shutting down that running game, because I think their thought is we want Red Line to throw the ball.
Right.
You know, so they want to come out and try to smash mouth us. So let's load up the box and let's get in. Look at all the guys they have up front.
The side is Ness. Ness crossing the 40, just shy of the 45-yard line. Ness really running very hard. We knew that he's going to have a good share tonight of the carries. So Tyler Ness, give him some credit. He's running hard, squaring his shoulders.
And Ness's his big strength is going north-south. Not all this cutting, just getting upfield and chewing up yards north-south. And again, when you have that many guys committed to the run, if you can break that initial line, you have the ability to get upfield.
Ness avoided a tackle, crossing the 45-yard line. Looked like he might have been had in the backfield there for a split second, but he found a way to evade Drakeford. And able to pick up a couple yards out of that, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
There's 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for Lions, 36.
There's about 3:11 to play here in the first quarter. York on the board first from a Bernstein touchdown. Set up again by Stewart, 43-yard carry. There's Spencer on the left side, and he's going to fumble. It pops back out. Workinger will recover it. Wow, the ball's bounced around here. We got 3 turnovers already. One that we thought was a fumble that wasn't declared a fumble. Would have been 4, and that ball pops out for the 5th time tonight.
And I tell you, you got to be careful with holding on to that ball. Messner, that would have been his second fumble today. I mean, he was able to get a friendly to pick it up, but I'll tell you what, you got to be a little bit better on ball security, or you're going to find yourself in for a long night.
So it's 3rd and 9, big 3rd and 9, 2:22 to play here first quarter. Spencer, shotgun formation. Looks up and produces a beautiful ball across the 20, the 10, touchdown, Red Lion, Ben Hornberger.
And I'll tell you what set that up is that commitment to the running game. And then they set up the look with a full house backfield with a wide receiver to the outside and able to get one-on-one, with the receiver and cornerback. And they're able to, somebody spit on the play action. And as you can see, you get a nice pass play to Hornberger, touchdown, Red Line. Beautiful play.
Menzinger did a great job setting it up with the pump fake. So that's up and it is good. We'll have more here on ABC 27 after these messages.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Judgy and Bubba family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A G and Bubba family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the G and Bubba family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack G and Bubba family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at gandbubba.com.
Well, welcome back. Our last drive. It was a good, healthy dose of running. Ness to the right side. And then Menzinger held it, popped it out. They recovered. But this right here, kind of just showed the shoulders. Bit on the fake. Hornberger, touchdown. 6 plays, 71 yards, a 55-yard pass from Menzinger to Hornberger. And that's going to set up a nice tie here and a great game to be watching here tonight in the YA1 League.
Good kick coverage, and we'll get a chance to see what can York do. Now the field position flips, and Red Lion gets a score, and now they get a chance to flip the field position and see if they can shut down this explosive attack from York.
Yeah, so Rob Rideout was attempted to return that ball a bit, and I tell you, a lot of gold jerseys there.
And can we talk about, again, the York League and the uniform situation with these teams? I mean, I swear to goodness, man, these guys, the gear is just impressive.
It is. Very effective. So we got 3 receivers split to the right for York, a single receiver here left side. Bernstein, shotgun. Give to Stewart. Stewart, not much there. He's going to be dragged down hard on the left side. That's Workinger coming up to make the tackle. The big linebacker, 6'5", 260. So it'll be 2nd and 6, ball on the 18-yard line.
And he ran right into number 11. I mean, that kid, I mean, you're talking about a throwback linebacker, 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds. You don't see that guy anymore. I know we were talking a couple weeks ago about the linebacker position, and you see guys that are a lot smaller now at the college ranks. You don't even see those big guys like that in the NFL anymore.
Right side, Stewart. Kyler Ness came up to make the tackle.
And again, look at what Red Lions doing defensively. That's 2 really solid defensive efforts from the Lions on the play.
It'll be 3rd and 3. Big 3rd and 3 for York here. 58 seconds here in the first quarter. We got 3 receivers split right, single receiver left side of the screen. Bernstein hands off to Stewart, and there is nowhere to go for Stewart.
No.
Now this Red Line defense getting stingy because that's Dennis coming up to make, Devontae Dennis come up to make the tackle.
And let me tell you what a play started, though, defensively. Spencer Stevens, the big tackle, he is unmovable, so they can't move him. Right. So what happens, he's a stone there, so any kind of run, it just clogs up everything. So that's when you have a guy that size, he doesn't have to get penetration. All he has to do is secure his position. And when he's able to secure that position and he can't be moved, that just changes everything, and that makes a lot of guys being able to flow to the ball. So you saw it on that play. They ran right at him, and he was able to stop it.
You know what? He's like Stonewall Stevens. I mean, he cannot be moved. Rock of Gibraltar or Rock of Red Line, what would you call him, man? I mean, he is literally, you're right. I mean, you can square those shoulders and look at 63 right there, and I can tell you what.
And if we can get a preview of that play, you'll see what I'm talking about, because you'll see how they couldn't move. They couldn't move.
A rock that can't be moved. Stonewall Stevens. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, just like that. 7-7. We've got a great game. We're going to have more coming up here, second quarter action, down here at Hornfield.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Players from all over the state of Pennsylvania will be trying out for Team Pennsylvania Advanced Hoops Boys and Girls AAU teams. Advanced Hoops is a leader in AAU basketball in South Central PA. Tryouts for spring teams are October 27th. For more information, go to www.advancedhoops.com. William Penn, York with 72, Red Line with 125 yards. So Bernstein, shotgun formation, look at the side of the field, and they're going to have to punt the ball. Takes a good roll, gets past Pfizer, and it'll be down.
Oh, Pfizer, he has to field that. He has to field that. I mean, you just lost between 10 and 15 yards of field position by just not fielding it, and it was more of a line drive bouncing kick. You know, the kick coverage isn't even down there yet, so you have a good chance for a return.
Well, we got a fresh 11:50 here. Second quarter action, 7-7. As we said earlier, Red Line coming in at 4-2. York 6-0. It was a 51-yard punt. So the shotgun formation, Menser. Long count gives left side. Now York is really shutting it down since they're loading the box.
Well, they have to be careful on the back end, though. They got sucked up and went for the fake, and like you called it, that was just a good fake by the quarterback and able to go up top against York. So they have to shore up that back end. You can't get lowered to sleep by continue running plays at you and not protect your back end.
That was William Molina on the tackle for York. It'll be 2nd 9. Metzger's going to keep it, crossing the 40. Showing a little bit of ability to run. Big old quarterback. Going to take it across the 45-yard line for the Red Line Lions. Going to make it a 1st and 10. Ball spot on the 46-yard line. The right side will be Tyler Ness on the carry. The left side tackle by York, Johnson on the tackle.
And again, Todd, it's all about if you can shut down the run, you'll force Red Line into throwing when you want them to throw, as opposed to them popping it over on a play action play.
Beautiful field down here. If you've never been to Horn Field, I mean, it's got everything. It's beautiful down here in Red Line tonight. Beautiful weather. Great night for a great football game. Left side. Running hard is Tyler Ness, crossing the 50.
And that's getting upfield. This will be a big 3rd down for both teams. York definitely wants to get off the field and get that offense back on the field. In Red Line, you have to give them credit. 9:52. 9:50 and ticking, and you're tied up 7-7 against a team that you were able to beat last year. Right. So, you know, they're very confident in this game.
I mean, you know, York came in last week. They beat Dallas-Town by 68-35. They scored 68 points.
Wow.
The right side was Ness.
That's going to be close to 1st down. It'll be 4th down. I don't think that'll move the chains.
And Rob Rideout will come up and make the tackle for York. Boy, we're going to call his name a lot tonight. Now he does a lot of things for York.
We already have. I mean, he's gotten a fumble already. He's making several tackles on the play. Seems to be doing pretty good for himself defensively.
I like what Russ Stoner did this year to start the season. He tried to get as many alumni for the York Bearcat teams. Now York's going to jump. I love what he did. When he took over this program in 2016, they went 1-9. 2017, 9-2, shared the title, and now undefeated right now. I mean, that is there was a time when, you know, you looked at York and they were just a win for people on the schedule.
Right.
And I mean, he has come down here, and one of the things he's done is try to get as many alumni he can come back to invest into that York Bearcat program by coming and talking to the kids about college opportunities they had, where they played, and he's hanging their pictures up in their locker room. That right there motivates a young man.
And then you think on the other side, you know, the coach for Red Line, he's
Jesse Shea.
Jesse Shea is Bishop McDevitt. So he's come from a winning program.
9 seasons down here. Oh, shy of the 1 yard line. I tell you what, DeJour Stewart, I know he likes to have the ball in his hands, but that was an absolute danger to play, which is now going to back York up, and Redline is really motivated by the coverage tonight, punt coverage.
Well, again, Stewart feels this, and then he bobbles the ball, and then that takes his momentum backwards. And then at that point, when he goes down is where the play ends, because you can't say momentum stopped it because he never had control until he actually, right before he went down, inside the 1 yard line.
Coming up to make the tackle, Kirk Keogh. He's 6'2", 192 pounds. So Kirk Keogh comes up and makes a big play for Redline. So it'll be first down and 10 from their own 2 yard line. So you got trips formation, bunched in a line to the right side, a single receiver, and Bernstein's going to have to throw it, and he does get it off. It's a tough play to Rob Rideout.
That is a hard throw. I mean, he's going backwards, throws an out, semi-out pattern.
Dangerous.
He just saw a guy out there, and the rule is for a quarterback, you never throw across your body. I mean, that's one of those hard things to do. He wasn't able to set up too much. I mean, and actually that wasn't a bad throw. It's just that he didn't have time to set up, so it looked a little awkward.
Yeah, I don't know. He had somebody in his face right away. I think that was Bailey Royer. It looked like he was coming from that defensive inside and just got the hands up in his face. He had to throw over him. He did. Bernstein managed to do it. Stewart, right side. Not much. Stayed on his feet, though. Give him credit.
And again, that defense is stout right now. I have to give it to both of these defenses. They've stuck in pretty good. You saw some early possessions where both teams were able to move the ball pretty effectively. But since then, the defenses have really locked in pretty good for both clubs.
So the ball's up the 13-yard line, and it's a first down for York. Give to Stewart. Stewart coming all the way across the field, gets a block, bouncing, trying to bounce outside, sheds another blocker, and he'll be out of bounds at the 13.
And again, you just saw the flow of the defense. You basically keep contained on the outside, and you don't let anybody get outside that contain. Defense is able to just keep forcing the ball to the outside, into the boundary, to the sideline, and not letting Stewart get north-south. And again, you saw number 11 somewhere around the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we knew Coach talked very highly of him. Jesse Shays talked very highly of him, from the preseason on, about him being the most consistent player. He does everything. He kicks, plays linebacker, fullback, running back. Left side, Stewart. Stewart across the 20-yard line, moving. Keeping the legs moving. Now, that is a very fundamental thing for kids watching at home. You notice how Stewart's legs never stop. That's going to move the chains, and that's why the chains are moved.
And this is a play where you got to get faster flow. Guys got to see working. We just saw him brilliantly on that play, and here he has a chance to go sideline to sideline and make a play, and doesn't even get involved.
Wow. Yeah.
So we saw two different versions.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
And we've seen him. We've seen him play and be very active on one end, and that end you didn't see it. So you got to come up and make that play and be a force.
First and 10. Stewart's going to bounce outside. I don't know if he's going to be caught. 50, 40, down to the 20, 10. Touchdown, York Bearcat. Stewart. Unbelievable. This is a very special kid. Great play call. Touchdown.
And that's
I'm at a loss for words.
That's what Stewart can do to you. You can bottle him up a little bit, and then all of a sudden he has the potential to do this and break it long for a touchdown. That's the difference between a back, and this is why you got to feed a back that much, because he gets a chance. You keep giving him the ball. Eventually he's going to break one, and look what he does. And those are the ones that break the back of the defense.
73 yards, Stewart. Talk about a backbreaker. This kid's special. There's no doubt about it. You can read what you want to read about him until you come to see him play. This kid is something. And it's up and good, so it's 14-7 York.
And look at that offensive line.
living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
Well, we're going to take another look inside our last drive. It was 5 plays, 99 yards, and Stewart had 90 of them. He had a 73-yard touchdown. But Jerome, you mentioned it in this drive. This drive gets started with plays like this, just keeping the ball in his hands. So out of the 99 yards, he came up with 90 of them. But this 73-yard, look at the hole. Whoa. You could drive the Titanic through that.
And again, the offensive line did an exceptional job. And once you get a guy like this that has that kind of speed in the open field, he's able to just outrun the defense. And that's what you saw. And that's what he does. That's what he's been doing all season. I mean, he's closing in on 1,400 yards rushing. Already came in 25 touchdowns at this point. So that lets you know he's been a workhorse for this York team, but a workhorse that can take it and break it at any time. So this is not a guy that you're going to feed the ball 25 times and he's going to get pounded all game. He's going to break big runs like this, and you have to be prepared for that the best you can. And sometimes athleticism wins out.
That's right. 153, that's all it took off the clock. I mean, very effective drive. Benjamin was going to give right side to Tyler Ness, and Tyler Ness is hit pretty hard across the 20-yard line. Somebody came and laid the wood.
That's Michael Parker.
My goodness.
Number
Michael
38.
Parker's a junior. He's 5'11" and 215 pounds. Boy, did he come up and make a hit.
And again, they strung out the offense. So you commit a lot of guys to the line of scrimmage, and then you keep that contained to force the ball carrier inside. And that was just well played defensively.
Talk a little bit about the Halses up front. Number 70, Jace Verhashek. 69, Scott Wilt. 63, Spencer at 6'10". So that was Ness on the carry. It'll be a 3rd down and 10. So 5:46 to play, and I mean, because both teams squads are running the ball, I mean, this time has ticked off this first half so fast.
And that's exactly what it is. I mean, you haven't had a lot of passing going on. I think we only saw the big pass play, and then we had one pass play down here to start the drive that scored for York. So both of these teams, and this will be another pass play, both of these teams have been running the ball.
So quick out on the right side here. And that's Pfizer trying to find somebody in front of him, just trying to find some gold in front of him to get a block. And I tell you, that was great. I mean, that play ran out sideline very well, very effective. If you look at it, Jerome, York does a good job on this. No, it's coming. There's 1-2 blocks, but they managed to fight off the blocks, shut off the blocks. And I like the defensive effort, the pursuit on the ball. That was Marcellus John, a sophomore. He's 6 foot, 175 pounds, coming up to make the tackle for the Bearcats. 5 minutes here, 1st and 10, though. Moving the chains. Was Redline.
And again, for Redline, you definitely want to keep running the ball. Like I said earlier, you want to be able to control the clock and not allow York. If York is not on the field, you're controlling the game right now offensively, or for your offense. So you got to keep trying to run the ball and run that clock down and keep the score manageable for you.
It was Isaiah Peterson coming up to make the tackle on Pfizer. He had some help with Johnson as well. So it's 4:32, 2nd down and 10. Beautiful night. We're kind of starting to feel the fall weather here a little bit now.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've been waiting for it.
But it's good.
It's been beautiful. Hey, Jerome, we're ready for everything.
We're ready. You have to be ready, Todd. And I think we're ready for it. And I know the teams are ready, coaches ready, the fans are ready. And again, we can't speak enough about this venue down here.
I'd come down here 1,000 times over because of the field. Right side, Tyler Ness. Not to mention, I mean, you got to give credit. York has brought a nice crowd out tonight, but Redline brings a faithful group over here. I mean, they come in here thick on these sidelines, but this is a big game. This is a big York Adams game.
And this has the conference, this is about the conference and an opportunity to win it. So, even though you see Redline with the 2 losses, they're out of league losses. So this is a big conference game by 2 conference undefeated teams.
Right. It'd be hard being in school when you had the big games, wasn't it, Durham? I mean, it's hard to concentrate during the day when you know you got a big home game.
Yep.
I saw early movement. This is going to come back crossing the 50. There was movement on the red line offensive line, and I thought on the right side they had a bunch trip. Now, we did not see this formation at all. They had a bunch trip bunch to the left far side. Take a look at it again. I thought it was movement right side. If we'll see a replay of it when we get a chance.
I know some of the red line players are thinking it's against York.
I don't know. I thought I saw Golden move first.
Well, since we have a break, I have to say, because, you know, I'll talk about it
look
afterwards.
at it again here. Was there movement?
Didn't seem like that on the replay.
Maybe. Okay.
I mean, this seemed like a very good play, so we'll see where the flag came in, and the officials will be coming down.
Then there we had a personal foul call. So we had procedure on red line, but we also had a personal foul by the Bearcats.
And again, you get a chance to see Ness is a little shaken up on the play. But since we have some time, you know, we always, for the fans back at home, talk about concession stands.
Oh.
And how amazing some of these concession stands are. And I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah.
Down here in Red Line, they got something special down here. We got the fries, the boardwalk fries kind of fries. And I don't know if that's
Bricker
what it is.
fries
Bricker
tonight.
fries. Sorry about that. Sorry, Bricker. It's Bricker fries. We have Bricker fries on both ends. We have Chick-fil-A here. I mean, there's so many good food options down here in Red Line. So, hey, if you get a chance, you got to come down here and see a good football game, but also get some good food.
And you know what? We did our pregame, and we had our Chick-fil-A and our fries. And then, you know, Jerome, you and I are really trying to watch your weight. Well, you are. I'm not. I'm watching my weight gain. You're watching your weight stay steady. But that's what we do, Jerome. We eat.
We got to eat, man.
And I've never really gone for the, you know, surf boy look. So that left side carry, that's the first carry tonight for Guerrera. He got a couple. It'll make it 2nd and 8, 2:35 to play here at half.
And you said that at half, 14-7. And again, if you're a Red Line for a team, you know, you're holding a team that typically scores close to 60 points a game. So usually they're probably close to 30 right now, and you're doing a good job holding them, and you have the ball right now. So again, they're doing a good job with what they want to do, even though they're down by 7.
Well, there's going to be a timeout by Red Line. Okay, we'll take a break and be right back. More coming back on ABC 27.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.org.
Welcome back. As a trusted local community bank, Mid-Penn Bank offers options for families including simple free checking, a young savers account, great rates on CD and money markets, and an array of financing options including mortgages and home equity loans. Stop in at Mid-Penn Bank branch near you or visit midpennbank.com to learn more. Folks, coming up at halftime, we'll have our Jack Giambavo halftime report. We're also going to have a halftime kick for a 40-inch TV from the Jack Giambavo halftime kick giveaway. Right there, that play, we got flags down, and Menzinger was going to be thrown down and sacked in the backfield for a loss. But
Khalil Allen.
Allen came up to make this tackle, and I don't know, Jerome, the flags went down. We got a down player as well, so there's a lot happening. High School Sports Live is proud to partner with Mazzetti and Sullivan, a provider of substance use and mental health counseling services for teens and adults at 4 convenient locations across central Pennsylvania since 1983. Visit them at mazzettiandsullivan.com or call 1-800-809-2925. Mazzetti and Sullivan, we listen, we help. Again, coming up at halftime, we got a 40-yard kick, and we've already seen somebody to make it this year. Remember, a kid come out and drilled it at 40.
And that was the first time we've seen that ever. and I think what people think when they look on YouTube and they look at NFL, college football, even high school, they think it's easy.
Oh, there's nothing easy about that.
That is not an easy thing to do. I mean, these guys that are kicking, they've learned how to kick the ball, and it's an art. It's an art form to do it. and you have the holder as well. The holder has to know how to secure a ball, how to have the laces out, not in, so that you give that kicker the best opportunity to kick that ball through the uprights.
Well, I was a holder, so I know, man. I tell you, Menzer crossed the 45, shy of the 50, and he's had a couple carries tonight where he's made big plays from the quarterback position. Also coming up at halftime, too, stay tuned. 1:41 to play. We'll have our Highmark halftime stats.
And you just see a fake, and he just takes it. You know, you see the hole open up, and that's what you do. Messner just gets upfield and gets as much yards as he can, and that'll still bring up a 3rd down and long after the sack.
Yeah, so this 40-yard kick coming up at halftime, Jerome. I don't know what the stat report is or the scouting report is on our kicker, but anyway, Red Line's going to take a timeout again.
I know I would pay some money to see you try one of those.
Well, you know, I was a holder, so that has nothing to do with kicking, but I've made a few extra points.
I want to see you kick it, man. I really think you. I mean, you'll be better kicker than the rap career. I really believe that. I believe you can pull that off. I mean, okay. I'm behind you. I'm hyped behind you. With
all right,
that.
I'm good with that.
I think you can do that. I think you can do that.
You know,
when you try to bust a rhyme, that's when it all goes to, whatever. But for y'all fans at home, the one thing I will say is, Mr. McCall up here, I gracing my presence as one of the best country artists that I've ever heard. I mean, the guy sounds amazing, but every now and then he'll try to change genres on me, and that's where it all falls apart.
Well, I'm going to stick to the football game, what I know a little bit right now. It's 3rd down and 9, ball on the 49-yard line. Thanks for the shout-out for my country career. But anyway, left side. Tyler Ness is going to cross the 40-yard line, and he's running hard tonight. You got to give Tyler Ness a lot of credit, Drummond. You love runners that go north and south. Right There's a little bit of a move, though, that buys him another yard or two.
And one of the things I like about Ness, he gets dinged up a couple plays ago. Gets himself tended to, gets right back on the field, and he's run as hard as he did when he left. And again, this is good ball control by this Red Line offense.
You got to give it credit up front. We've talked about a couple of those guys up front, offensively with Wilt and Stevens and Verhauschik. 1:16 to play. Quick out to Pfizer. Pfizer looking for a block, crossing the 40-35, just shy of the 35-yard line. He'll be knocked out of bounds.
You saw Stewart get spun around a little bit outside. He seems like he's going to make a play, but then, the play cuts right behind him, and he's not able to make the play on that outside corner.
They got 53 seconds, 2nd down and 4. Tyler Ness did not have really any room at all. They're stacking that box, and I'm telling you, they're doing a good job. York is defensively now. They're getting great pursuit on the ball, sometimes over pursuit, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening at times, and you're seeing those big gaping runs by Ness, by that offense. And again, the one thing is it's keeping Red Line in the game to be able to move the chains methodically downfield, so that stops that York offense from being on the field. So again, it's more, the longer that they can hold the ball, the longer that they can get first downs, and they're just feeding Ness. They're feeding this kid a lot of carries right now.
So Red Line has a 3rd down and 4 from the 35, and coming up at halftime, real excited about the Jack Giambalvo halftime kick. They're partner with Chick-fil-A, and they're kicking, for a 40-yard flat screen TV. And also, Chick-fil-A is also awarding 52 meal cards, which is equivalent to a chicken for a year, basically.
Wow.
No, a chicken for a year, man. Can you imagine? It'll be 3rd down and 4.
I guess you just
right side
a lot of
pursuit.
chicken.
Yeah, that's all I can say. And great play out of the York defense. Coming up and make that tackle. That was number 35, and that was Marcellus John. And he's only a sophomore now. He's 6 foot 175. And take a look at him. He's long and lanky, but he gets to the ball. Look at the pursuit of the ball. He does not stop. Nobody picks him up.
I think what happened was he just did a speed. He just got around with speed.
It's a speed
on
rush.
Gordon Bay, the tackle, number 52. He couldn't even lay hands on him. So even though he's small, he just went with a speed rush on the outside where the tackle couldn't even get a hand on him. Wide open shot at the quarterback.
And the one thing that I've noticed he's doing is he's timing the cadence and the count and the snap. And they're going on very similar. We can't hear the cadence from up here, but it looks very similar. He's timing it now, and he's on it.
So that way you have to start changing up your cadence then.
Yeah, you got to change your cadence up because he is on it right now. He's on the ball snap well. He's timing it perfectly. So you got to give him a good play out of a sophomore. You can tell that this team, this York Bearcat team has actually bought into the coaching staff's philosophy. Coach Stoner, Russ Stoner. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Red Line, we know, has been a team that wins games in their weight room. I think York's there now.
Well, and I know we came down and did a York game a couple years ago, and I remember they had the athletic ability and talent. They just didn't seem to be able to put it together, and now they're putting it together. So you're seeing a more polished club playing right now.
Menzinger is going to put it up in the air, and it's almost going to be picked off. And I mean, he's only put the ball up in the air twice.
And that was just good coverage on the back end, and that's what you want to do as a corner. You have to be able to play it in, be stride for stride, and then when you got a chance to make a play on the ball, you do it as an offensive player back there. So they were in max protect, Red Line was. So you want to give your quarterback enough time. And again, the defense was just good on the back end for York.
That was the intended receiver was Ben Hornberger. 26 seconds. Now this drive started when there was 6:47 left on the clock.
Wow.
So they turned it over on downs, and York will have the ball with 26 seconds, and we don't know if they'll do anything. But they got a decent field position. Maybe take a shot at it. I mean, you got DeJour Stewart. Anytime you get the ball in his hands, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take much. 26 seconds. We'll see what the call is. They're going to put trips receivers to the far left with a single receiver to the right. Stewart is a lone back. Bernstein, shotgun formation. Going to go quick out. He's going to. They're going to get a timeout. They're going to line up quick. They're going to try to get another one off.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing York can do is they can score fast, and you cannot, if you're Red Line, give up a touchdown here. You cannot do that because that would be a bone breaker for you going into half with 26 seconds and you give up a touchdown after you're down by 7 already.
I like the play call out of the trips formation. I figured there might be a bubble screen or something like that. They went to Rod right out, and that he picked up a nice bunch. So it's going to be 17 seconds, first down and 10. Ball's going to be spotted the 41-yard line. Plenty of time to try to get something here. Take a shot down the field. Maybe they haven't put the ball in the air much out of these quick outs for Bernstein.
Yeah, neither team has. I mean, neither team has put the ball in the air. So, this is your time to try to do it. But, again, you can be creative with it. You have, 17 seconds. You still have a timeout. So you can hit the middle of the field. So you have the whole field to work with that timeout.
It'll be first and 10, 17 seconds here before half coming up. We got the Jack Giambavo sponsoring with Chick-fil-A on a 40-yard screen, big screen, excuse me. And that ball's going to be picked off. And that's Nazarenas who's going to pick it off.
And Nazarenas just played very good defense on the back end. He did not buy that fake at all. He was able to stay at home and make a play on the ball and shut down that York drive. Good defense.
So Bernstein's going to look down the field, going to climb into it, fired up his intended receiver, number 2. And that ball is going to be picked off, as we said, by Navarrinas, and he's going to bring it back across the 40-yard line.
He was going for Stokes on the play.
Yeah, that's Toby Stokes.
And didn't give Stokes any kind of opportunity to get that ball. It was actually hung up a little bit higher than it needed to be. And, again, York could have worked the middle of the field. I mean, you had the ability to do that. But, again, Red Line is in a good situation. Even though you're down 7 points, you're not in a bad situation right now.
Well, maybe Red Line wants to take a – they got trips receivers to the right. You only see this bunch when he comes back to fire. They actually got a different quarterback in. And that's going to be Nick Schultz, and Nick Schultz is going to get rid of it. I don't know. That just didn't look good from the start.
Wow, I'm surprised they didn't call intentional grounding. Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Flag is down, and we know that the game cannot end on a penalty unless, York declines it and goes in the locker room.
I mean, I don't. know why would they take it. I mean, because they're just going to need the ball. I'd probably decline that and go into halftime with a 14-7 lead. I'm trying to think statistically or any kind of yardage-wise what advantage that would give you. It just brings up a second down, and I don't know how much time they'll put back on the clock. It was declined, so that's going to bring up halftime. York's going to go up 14-7. We'll be right back. Well, fans coming right up. I'm just right now, literally, the Jack Giambalvo halftime kick is partnering with Chick-fil-A, and they're kicking for a chicken promotion. So we're going to have a 40-yard attempt.
Winner receive 52 Chick-fil-A meal promotional cards redeemable at Chick-fil-A in East York.
That's what I was going to say, which 52. Is equivalent to a chicken for a year. That's what, I'm literally telling you what I know. Chick-fil-A and Jack Giambalvo.
Like, how often for a year do you get it?
So our kicker is Gabriel Sindora. So Gabriel Sindora, freshman from Red Lions, going to have the opportunity.
All right, Gabe, let's see what you got, man. We have one person that was able to do it earlier this season, and now we got Gabe that's going to come up here and see what he can do and see if he can get 52 Chick-fil-A dinners, man.
And a 40-inch screen TV.
He gets
Jack
a TV,
Giambalvo TV
so he can
and a
watch,
52-yard.
He can watch himself kick the field goal while he's eating the Chick-fil-A.
No, sir. While he's eating his chicken for a year.
There he is. Come on, big guy.
I don't know, Sidora.
Let's put it through, man.
I tell you what, I'm gonna break this down. He doesn't look nervous.
Gabe, I'm pulling for you, buddy.
Come on, Sidora. What do you have?
I'm pulling for you, buddy. Chick-fil-A for a year.
Oh, he's got a little pressure. Is this? Oh, he's got an offensive lineman. He's got the Chick-fil-A cow coming out.
You get a TV, man. You get to record this and see this for the rest of your life. Down here in this beautiful stadium, you got the cheerleaders cheering for you. You got the moose or whatever that is.
That's a cow, but Zadora set to kick. Zadora, he puts it up to the uprights.
Boom.
He gets a chicken for a year and a 40-inch big screen TV from Jack Giambalvo along with Chick-fil-A. Zadora had no problems doing it.
Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations, my friend, for putting that through. This is just early Christmas for him.
Man,
he get a TV and he's Chick-fil-A'd up.
That's awesome. That is. Let's go back down to Grace Grill with Gabe Sidora. Grace?
Gabe, you just kicked yourself a 10-yard field goal to win a year's supply of Chick-fil-A and a 40-inch TV from Jack Giambalvo. How do you feel?
I mean, I feel good since this is like the first time I've ever kicked a field goal.
Now tell everybody what you've been doing for the rest of the game.
Filming. The big camera back there, projector of the field. Film it all.
All right, and where is this TV going?
In my room. Yeah.
All right, guys, that's Gabe Sidora. And here's Kathy Dallas presenting him with his Chick-fil-A cards.
All right, man, that's 52 Chick-fil-A.
Congrats.
Listen, this guy's got lunch every single day for 52 more days of school
and
a chicken for a year.
He's going to be popular with his friends if his friends want to get down with some Chick-fil-A with him. But I'll tell you what, hey, he's having a good day. You may see his parents there with him. Jack Giambalvo, this is just an amazing thing. I'm just excited to see another success situation when it comes to the kick.
So I'm going to take another look at it. He wasn't nervous. That's what we noticed.
No, Gabe wasn't nervous. And Gabe said, it's the first time he ever kicked. Man, if that's the first time he ever kicked, that was just too good. He should be on the football team.
I'll tell you what, that's pretty impressive. The Jack Giambalvo halftime kick goes up from 10 yards away. He wins a 40-inch back screen TV and a Chick-fil-A cards, 52 of them. We'll take a break, be back with more with our Jack Giambalvo halftime report after these messages.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, welcome back to our Jack Giambavo Family of Dealership halftime report. We just had an exciting 10-yard kick for 40-inch TV that went in, but the game's a great game tonight. York, William Penn 14, Red Line 7. It's been a lot of running from the first half, and if you take a look at first half, the Highmark halftime highlights, this starts off with a Bernstein touchdown from 1 yard away, 2 yards away, and York will go on the. Now, that was after a fumble we thought was a fumble, and they were able to retain it.
Well, we had 3 fumbles back and forth between both clubs.
But Metzger, with a great pump fake, picks up 73 yards of Hermberger, and that, or 55 yards of Hermberger, excuse me, and that set up a 7-7 tie. But this 73-yard run, 5 plays, 99-yard drive, capped off with a 73-yard run by DeJour Stewart, and that is going to give York the lead in the first half. It was a lot of running, and the clock moved fast in the first half. Second half, probably expect the same thing. But this guy right here, when he gets the ball in that hole, as you see, 73 yards, bounced it outside, and he wasn't going to be touched. Right?
No, with that kind of speed on the outside, he's able to just get into the open field. And again, that can get you at any time in a game when you have that kind of talent.
When you look at the total yards tonight, York 113. I mean, Red Lion has effectively moved the ball rushing-wise.
Right.
Rushing yards 186 to 140, and at 144 for the York side.
And they've owned possession. I mean, time of possession is favorable to Red Lion. They've been able to really keep the ball and keep it away from that York offense. So I think that's going to be the plan coming out in the second half, is to try to continue the ball control to keep that York offense off the field.
Well, again, both teams moved the ball effectively, and I think those early turnovers in that half, 3 fumbles out of 3 possessions, and actually the 4th possession was a fumble too. We thought that York fumbled the ball, and it's unbelievable that we've never seen that. But it's a great game, 14-7. York 6-0. We talked about Red Line being 4-2. Second half, I really don't expect anything different. Do you, Jerome?
No, not anything different. I think you're going to see on Red Lion's side, they're going to want to run the ball. They want to continue to keep a hold of that time of possession. On the other side with York, same thing. They want to run the ball. They want to get Stewart a lot of carries. And as you know and as you've seen, Stewart has the potential to break a big one at any time. So again, if you're Red Line, you're not out of this. You're in a good situation holding a team that normally scores close to 60 points a game, and they only have 14 right now. So yeoman's job for your defense.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more of our Jack Giambavo halftime report after these messages.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hit the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over 20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Well, welcome back to our Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships halftime report. Nice crowd here tonight at Horn Field. 14-7 York, Red Line, York. Man, I tell you what, they've bought into Coach Stoner's philosophy, and it's just a different team now. And Red Line, we know, is always going to be consistent. Red Line's made the playoffs 4 consecutive seasons in District 3, so we know that's nothing new. Now, York last year when they went to the playoffs, they lost to a good Governor Mifflin team, but now the taste of the playoffs, it takes one time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely takes one time, and you want to get that taste again. I mean, because what happens is when you go into the playoffs, majority of the high school football world, they're done.
Yeah.
So you're the only one playing, and that means all the attention is on you for the playoffs. So you want that taste in your mouth again. You want to have that opportunity. It energizes your football team, the community, and your school. So you definitely want to have that opportunity again.
Well, we're going to come back up with our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. We'll take a break. Band's still on the field. We'll have more from Red Horn Field after these messages.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Hit the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over 20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Welcome back, fans at home, and you get a chance to watch some of the cheerleaders from Redline do their thing on the field. And again, this venue down here in Redline, for anyone that's a football fan in this area, a football fan in the York Division I League, I'll tell you what, this has been an amazing place to come and watch football. This place is packed. Redline fans, families of the team, just the community has come out in droves for this big showdown between Redline and York. And again, these two teams know each other very well. Last year, York lost that game and have come back. Both of these coaches have done an amazing job of building 2 really good programs. You know, we got, a lot of football going on in this York League. And this is the second time, Todd, that we've had an opportunity this year to see a York team play. And I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with what I've seen from the 3 teams that we've seen. Yeah. Because we know Central York played Cumberland Valley, the Mid-Penn, early in the season and beat them. And then we have these 2 teams here today.
And you look at this crowd. I mean, before we say anything about teams and what we've even seen in the first half, we've had some amazing crowds on High School Sports Live this year. And, I give credit to the fans and the people that support their high school football that come out to these games. This has been, last week we had standing room only crowd, Harrisburg Central Dauphin, and Redline has really brought the faithful out tonight. But it's a 14-7 game, tight game. And we mentioned just before we went to the last commercial break, time of possession, it really favors Redline tonight. They've had the ball over 16 minutes.
And that's exactly what the game plan is for Redline, is to keep control of the ball, keep control of the clock. And even though you're down 7 points, you have to come out of the locker room being very confident in what you've been able to do defensively. And if you're York on the other side, you got to find a way to put points on the board, and you got to get yourself back to what you're doing. You can't have turnovers, and you got to see if you can crack this defense. We saw what Stewart can do. Stewart can bust one at any time. And again, sometimes you may come out a little slow, and then all of a sudden the floodgates open, and next thing you know, you scored 4 touchdowns in a short period of time. So again, both teams have things they want to work on coming out of the locker room. I think both teams are happy with a little bit of what they've done, but both teams want more.
I would agree. We're going to go down. Let's go down to the field with Grace Grill. She's going to be standing by with head coach from Redline, Jesse Shea. Grace?
Coach, you've been able to hold this York offense to just 14 points, relying heavily on the defense and even special teams. Talk about their effort this first half.
We had a couple missed plays there, but overall I'm pretty pleased with the effort. The big thing is to keep that going in the second half, because we know how explosive this York High offense can be.
All right, and the message coming in here, we've seen Tyler Ness go to work, but what's it going to take to get this win over York? A
full team effort. We kind of talked about the fact that they've got 24 minutes left. Don't be that guy that says, man, I left someone on the field. Leave everything, because this is our season right here. We want a championship. Here it is.
All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks very much. Todd?
All right, Grace, thank you very much. Standing by with Jesse Shea there. We're going to go take another break. We'll be right back for third quarter action. York 14, Redline 7. We're excited from Hornfield with more after these messages.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. welcome home.
Welcome back to our Jack Giambavo halftime report. We're going to go back down the field with Grace Grill. She'll be standing by with an interview with Sean Dybert from Jack Giambavo.
Thanks, Todd. Yes, I'm here with Sean Dybert from Jack Giambavo. Just talk about, we just saw you guys give away a 40-inch TV to one of the freshmen here at Redline. Just talk about how great it is to be able to do that in your community.
It's just awesome to do. At Jack Giambavo, we like to support everything in the local community, and we love that Gabe kicked it through, and it's just an honor to be here, and we're grateful that you had us out here tonight.
All right, thanks, Sean. Todd?
Thank you, Grace. You know, I'm going to have to ask you to make me a good deal on a car coming up soon sometime. What do you know? You know? Anyway, Jack Giambavo giving away a 40-inch TV tonight, along with Chick-fil-A giving 52 chicken cards away, or free chicken night. So that is something like one chicken per year, is what I've been told. Jerome and I have been laughing about that all night. We love concession stands and we love food, and we thank everybody who's partnered with High School Sports Live and VICA and ABC 27 to make high school football live. Well, the opportunity even to be able to pull these games off has been a big team effort, so we're appreciative. Tonight, as it now, the wind starts to pick up here, start the third quarter, and you can kind of feel jackets are coming out, hats are coming out. So we've got that fall weather. We've got everything we need for football. It's October, getting closer to see who wants to pin the division. And tonight, something here in the second half's got to give a little bit for Red Lion. They had time of possession, had the ball for over 16 minutes. York had it for 7 minutes. Both teams, now York will have the ball to start the second half. Red Lion had it to start the first half. Crowd not going anywhere for this one. Last year, a little bit of revenge out of York. York lost this game last year, looking for the opportunity to come away with the Red Lion victory, and it's been some time. Now in 2016, Red Lion did win the division. Last year, 4 consecutive years made the playoffs. York made the playoff, looking to continue to do that. Once you taste the playoffs, they've said that this is something they continually want to do year after year. So York will have the ball to start this third quarter. It's a good look at Jesse Shea and the coaching staff. Jesse said that, you know, they're play away or two from making a big play. But it's going to take a team effort to beat this York team. I guess the referee's going to talk a little bit about it. Jerome taking their time till they put the ball down. Working your set to kick the ball. He does a little bit of everything, from linebacker to, I mean, they line him up sometimes as a fullback, line him up as a running back. I mean, he's a workhorse.
And at fullback, when you have a guy that size that's a bulldozer, he's basically playing fullback on the offensive side of the ball, or a linebacker on the offensive side of the ball as a fullback. I mean, you're about collisions, and you're about making holes on the offensive side at fullback, and you're about stopping holes and shutting them down as a linebacker.
The up back will take it to the left side. Cross there. Johnson across the 30-yard line. And York will have the ball to start this second half up 14-7. And their big play offense, I mean, they had a 5-play drive with 90 yards, and all 90 yards came from Stewart. On a 73-yard big hole, he took it to the house untouched. Rushing yards tonight, he's rushed the ball 12 times for 149 yards with a TD.
And that's exactly what he does. You know, you get the ball in his hands and let him get upfield. And again, you're going to see a heavy dose of him coming out here in the second half.
It'll be shotgun formation for Bernstein. Bernstein. That was the same play that went for 73 yards, and there's a big gap in that middle of that offensive line, or defensive line for Red Lion. And they've got to find something to plug that hole. I tell you what, that's a gaping hole, and he doesn't need a whole lot, does he, Jerome?
No, he doesn't need a lot at all. He has good vision, and more importantly, he explodes through the hole. He's not tiptoeing through the hole, and that's what you want out of a running back. That's how you call downhill running, and when you have an opportunity, you can break the crease and get upfield.
Should be left side, there'll be flags. There's a late penalty marker. I don't know if that's going to go against Antonio Jones Jr., number 64. He's 6'1", 240 on that offensive line. So let's talk a little bit about the offensive line for York. They're good size. You've got Molina, 62, Jones 64, Bernstein 66, Jawan Orr, Joshua Griffith, Brady, and Ramos are your offensive line for York.
Congratulations to Lori Weinstein.
So it'll be 2nd and 12 for York. Man, this is the first time tonight I can say that I've gotten a little chilly, Jerome. I mean,
yeah, a little bit.
It's not this year. We've had that warm weather for a little longer. Bernstein's going to brace away from that pressure from that backside.
It looks like we'll have another flag down again.
It'll be procedure probably. So that was Carter Yarish on the tackle from the defensive side, but it'll be going against York, and they're going the wrong way on this second half start of the possession.
And that's another hold for York. So again, this is not the way you want to start out. It's going backwards against this Red Lion team. And you know, again, you got to be a little bit cleaner coming out after the half. You can see a little bit of the Red Lion Cubs there. Those girls got a chance to get out there with the older girls and cheer a little bit. So being on the field, that's exciting for them to get out on the field with this big crowd and in front of their families. So special moment.
That is a special moment. Left side. Stewart across the 20. Woo, put his head down. I tell you what, he gave a shot to Hornberger, didn't he? He hit Hornberger in the middle of the chest and moved him back a couple steps.
And there you get a good look at Stewart. You know, pretty good put together back. You know, over the about 205 pounds, 5'11", you know, getting some Division I looks. He'll have an opportunity to play on Saturdays down the road for him as he's a senior this year, and to get a chance to maybe look at where he may want to go.
Left side. Stewart rang up. Great tackle coming up. Got him by the shoestrings, Colton Renfro.
Definitely good play, and I think we're going to have a player down. That looks like number 21, Dennis. Yeah. He's another one of those tall basketball player looking guys, 6'6", 196 pounds.
I don't know what happened. He was under. He's made some nice plays tonight.
It looks like one of his own teammates. He got smacked by Workinger, and it looks like he's down.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. I hope the injury's fine after these messages.
Hit the road with Jack.
Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over $20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Players from all over the state of Pennsylvania will be trying out for Team Pennsylvania Advanced Hoops boys and girls AAU teams. Advanced Hoop is the leader in AAU basketball in South Central PA. Tryouts for the fall teams are on October 27th. For more information, go to advancedhoops.com. As a trusted local community member, Mid-Penn Bank offers options for families including simple free checking, a young savers account, great rates on CDs and money markets, an array of financing options including mortgages and home equity loans. Stop in at Mid-Penn Bank branch near you or visit midpennbank.com to learn more. Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by Groff Tractors, Pizza Hut, AT&T, Highmark, Hoffman Ford, and Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Red Lion, down 7, 3rd and 19. And we still got Dennis on the field. He was hit pretty hard, so again, we hope that youngster's all right. He's played a nice football game tonight.
And that was a friendly fire collision. And that's a big one because it looks like he took a solid shot from his own player. And that's sometimes that happens when you see a running back or a ball carrier goes down right before contact and 2 players from the same team collide. You see it a lot at every level. So, again, you got to keep your head on the swivel, keep those eyes open, and when you come in to make a play, you know, sometimes it's hard because you fully commit, and you'll see it. You know, you see Stewart goes down, gets spun around, and then you see the collision right there, bam. And that's a load coming because Workington is coming in to try to finish off the play, and in turn, by accident, finished off his own player.
It'll be 4th and 18, so York's going to have to punt it.
And that's a good defensive hold for this Red Lion team. Again, they come out and they're able to shut this York offense down.
Stewart left foot punts it to the left side, and it's
not a good punt.
Yeah, that one didn't have a whole lot to it. But
now here's something that I would want to see if Red Lion would do this. When they came out tempo.
Yeah.
So you figure they were no huddle, pound the rock,
a
no
lot,
huddle.
A lot.
And then all of a sudden they kind of got away from that. So don't be surprised if they come out no huddle again. And again, going no huddle gives your team the advantage because the defense can't substitute. They can't make a lot of changes on the fly. They're actually stuck in their formation unless they have the ability to communicate to get out of those defenses.
And let's see if they go back to Tyler Ness, who had 20 carries in the first half for 87 yards, and that's exactly who to give the ball to on the right side. He'll be tackled by Stewart, actually.
He's on pace for 40 carries if they continue to feed him like this.
Now they're actually letting that play from the sideline come in now, so they are actually huddling up. But they were very effective in that first possession before they fumbled it with tempo. And then they came back in the third possession with tempo. And you're right, Drum, that is an absolutely right call. They were really keeping that defense on their heels there in that first 3 possessions, I think, in the first half. Ness, again, 22 carries make it right side.
And right now,
that's going to move the chains.
They're just going to feed Ness the ball at this point. And Ness isn't a big guy, 5'7", 170 pounds. But again, that off-season conditioning, this is what you work out for, is those opportunities as a running back to take that pounding at this point in the season.
Nitzker going to give it right. Ness, not much there. And I mean, he stood straight up and had a host of York Bearcats coming up to make the tackle. Marcellus John come up to make the tackle along with some help from Michael Parker. Well, John's a sophomore. Parker is a junior. They got a lot of guys back next year too, York though.
Exactly.
Boy, the wind's picking up here at Horn Field.
It's getting a little chilly up here.
I'm glad to be up here, not down there though. Nitzker going to look over top, going to throw the slant, and it's going to be incomplete, but there's going to be a flag down. I don't know. I thought that was a great play. I don't know if they're going to call pass interference.
I think they will.
Jerome, from a defensive perspective, I thought it was pretty clean.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was clean initially. Let's see if
call that on Carroll.
On replay.
I don't know. So we'll take another look at its pass interference.
Let's see on the replay, because it was a bang-bang play. So let's see on a replay.
There it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that might have been clean. That was bang.
It might have been about one Mississippi early, half Mississippi early.
Yeah,
normally that's one of those you go, it's been a pretty clean game all night. So, but anyway, that's why I'm way up here. My eyes are not good enough to make any calls on that field. So I give this officiating staff great credit. They've called a great game tonight. And there's going to be whistles.
A very interesting lineup. You have 2 splits and then a power set in the backfield with a shotgun formation.
Right, and very rare do you see, like anytime they go to trips, I tell you, every time Red Line goes to trips, they'll put the ball up. Outside of that, when they're not in trips, they don't throw the ball up. And that's a backside shot. And the ball's going to bounce out. And is York going to have her? I don't know. Maybe he stays in bounds. The Bearcat staff says he stays in bounds. I don't know. And I don't know who came up to see.
They said he stayed in.
They've got the ball. York's got the ball.
Yeah, I thought it was close. And again, if a player on any team is out of bounds and touches the ball is out of bounds. So again, we would have to see it on a replay to see if that was the case. But I know the ball bounced around a little bit. But the second someone touches it and you're out of bounds, you're part of the sideline, so you're out of bounds and the ball's out of bounds.
And I don't know who hit the quarterback. That's good, but it's Khalil Allen. Khalil Allen, the senior, came in and hit the quarterback, and the ball bounces out. Now, who recovers it? A big pile up there. I don't know.
And again, I'm just wondering when the ball got recovered. It looked like everybody was out of bounds anyway. So, not sure what the situation is. Give York the ball. Another turnover for Red Lion.
Jet sweep. And there's nothing there. That was read like a book by Red Lion. And Justin Dillo will come up to make the tackle. So the ball carrier was Tino Conquest. And there was not much for Tino. As soon as he got the ball, he was meeting Carroll.
Yeah, Dylan just did a good job of just setting the edge. But again, there's a flag down, so we'll see what this penalty is. Wow, that's a hurt piece for York. 2 big penalties for them. Personal foul and holding, both on the same play. And now they're really backed up.
Well, we were informed that the fumble was recovered in that last play. It was covered by Peterson, Isaiah Peterson. So now, when they get the ball back, they're going backwards with penalties. That looks a little bit, that looks like, was that mark off?
Well, you figure they marked off both.
Okay, they mark off both. The holding is 10, and then what was the personal foul?
15.
15, so it's 25 yards.
Yep. And it's, you know, 1st and 29.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and 20. I was just getting ready to say 1st and 30. It's 1st and 29. First in West Virginia. They're trying to still straighten it out.
Again, I think the officials they just want to get this right. And it's nothing wrong with commuting together to make sure you get the right call. And not only the right call, the right yardage marked off. But again, that's a big penalty for this York team, and you don't want to make so many mistakes. You know, we saw that. I saw it yesterday in the Milton Hershey Middletown game. You know, Milton Hershey made so many mistakes. I mean, they really just, you know, and you make those kind of mistakes, you're not going to be able to do much with it. So it looks like they're going to. I'm not sure. They're giving some of the yardage back.
Okay, so we would have had a 25-yard mark off. Now we don't.
Okay, they're going to decline the holding, and they'll stick with the personal foul instead of tacking them on the personal foul. Because I think they were marking off both of them, and in turn they're just going to make they'll just.
Okay, they marked off one, so they marked off the personal foul.
It's 15.
Okay. So it'll take. It'll be first down. Second down, actually, in 24. Jet sweep look. Bernstein has him down the field. It's incomplete. He just didn't have enough on the ball. He
did have him, too. That was wide open. You got to hit that. Your quarterback, you got to get that ball, push it downfield. When your guy does the job he needs to do, number 12, that's right out.
Yeah.
And we've seen him on defense, and here he gets deep. That could have been a big play for York.
He had right out, too. He had him open. He just underthrew it. And right out is fast. I mean, when he gets moving, I mean.
Whew. And that's the second time that we've seen a ball that from Bernstein that kind of sailed high as opposed to out.
Bernstein, quick pitch. Stewart to the left side and taken down at the 10, and that's great. Great coverage by the Lions.
And that's just good defense, way to string it out and then go make the play. And again, I can't say enough about this Red Lion defense. Actually, both defenses have really been stout this game. So again, holding a team that's used to scoring 60 points, close to 60 points, you can't stress that enough, to 14 points right now, 7-17 and ticking. And like you said, I mean, this is going to be potentially a quick game because of both of these teams' commitment to the run.
You know, when you went to last night's game, we talked about across the mid-state, and that was a big one with Milton Hershey and Middletown. I mean, what was that final? I didn't see the final.
I don't remember the final. I know that I left before the end of the game, and I think it was like 38-26 or something like that. But what I know was it was a lot of mistakes, a very mistake-filled team, but both teams have a lot of talent. You see it on the field. Gives Milton Hershey their first loss in that division, in Middletown.
Stays undefeated.
Undefeated in division. They only lost to Bishop McDevitt. So I think in that division, all the teams are going to start playing each other. Paul Myers, Still High, Middletown, Milton Hershey, all are playing each other now. So this is when you're going to see who comes out on top after this.
So we had a penalty marked off here. That ball is going to be, pushes them back.
Now they have to punt.
And now they have to punt. So Stewart's going to have a left side punt, and it almost got blocked. Ness is going to pick it up. Oh, actually, and then it's going to pop out, and he gets it back, but it wasn't Ness, actually. That's Pfizer that came back with the return. We're going to have an opportunity to go to Grace Grill. She's standing by in our student section tonight. Grace.
Thanks, Todd. I'm in the Lions student section, brought to you by Mid-Penn Bank. What do we have going on tonight, Stanley? What do we have going on tonight? What's the theme?
Today's the USA. We're ready. Okay. And hard.
All right. What do you think of your team's effort so far?
We're still in it. We're still doing good.
All right, and who wins it?
We are. Let's go!
All right, Grace Grill getting a little interview there with the Pep Squad leader. It is Spirit Night tonight, so it's USA Spirit Night, so I like that. It's always been a special place, and look at that. It is Spirit Night. Look at the flags. These guys got their, I'm up here with our jackets zipped up tight now, and they are definitely with their shirts off. So Grace Grill, hands down, great job there in the student section. That's hazard pay when you go to the Mid-Penn student section. Believe me, I used to do that a whole lot. I kind of like being up here with you, good buddy. Hey, I feel pretty safe. You know?
No problem, but I tell you what, it is chilly down there. It's chilly up here. But again, this is football weather, man. Any weather is football weather to me.
So it's 2nd and 9. That's Ness on the right side. He's carried 24 times already.
And again, they're just going to keep feeding Ness, and it's amazing because York is committing a lot of guys to the line of scrimmage. They're not respecting the pass at all. They're just committing to the run.
Did you see the block by the big house himself? By Workinger. Elijah Workinger pancaked somebody to the right side. I mean, it was a heck of a block. Now, that's what college recruiters will look at. We talked about that big side linebacker, but I mean, he's got really a tight end size.
Yeah, and I was
at
wondering
that next
about
level.
His next level,
and
he may be
look
a tight
at the
end.
way he blocks.
Yep.
I mean, look at this. Look at that hole he's opening up. I mean, he stays with the block, but somebody else creeped in there, and you know, Stewart comes up and plays defense. Stewart is a talented kid. I don't know if there's a place he couldn't play.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you talk about Workinger, he's the size of a tight end, and maybe even, you know, possibly offensive lineman. I mean, you know, you see him, he can get bigger. He probably can put on more weight. So with that frame at 6'5", he's stretched out pretty good. So, you know, who knows where he can end up.
So it's 4:52 to play here. 4th down and 3. And Redline's going to take a timeout. That's probably a good call here. They wanted to look at it. We'll take one ourselves and be back here with more on ABC 27 after these messages.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
And welcome back, 4:46 to play. Redline faced with the 4th down and 3, and I think this is definitely a good go territory right here. I mean, listen, you're down 14-7 at home. Clock's running down. Mentzer's 3 for 5 for 70 yards passing tonight. But this is a definite where you tell your offensive line in that huddle. I mean, if you're Mentzer, you're probably telling them, guys, let's get a block. Let's get something happening. We got twin receivers to the left. They're going to put Workinger in motion. And the give's going to be to Ness. Ness left side, and I'm telling you, I don't know. He's short.
I think he's short.
Really short.
And again, they're going to run the ball. They're going to do what they do. You know, you're not going to try to get outside yourself. You're going to do what you do.
I thought they might go play action, throw over the top, but they didn't, because when I've seen that formation, anytime they go to a double, twin receivers left or bunch, they usually throw it. Not that time, they ran it, and York had that cut completely. And that's the other thing I see and notice with this York team is scout team. You can tell that the scouting reports are being read now down here, and I cannot say enough about both of these teams' effort tonight, but in particular, York buying into this game plan. And they've won big time. They've scored 60-some points on Reading as well, 68 on Dallastown.
Right.
But they're in a 14-7 dogfight here, and these kind of games make you champions. This is what you do at the next level, at the District 3 level. Reverse, given left side. He is off to the races to the left side. Down the sideline, right out. It's not going to be touched. Touchdown, York Bearcats. They are a big play offense. We talked about that. Beautiful play call at a time when it just caught Redline off guard.
It totally did, Todd. Beautiful play design. And again, that's the type of play that just breaks you. A reverse, and it ends up right out, just gets a fielder. You see him just turn on the Jets.
Goodness.
Turn on the Jets. There's nobody going to catch him. And that's a back-breaking play. I mean, the way these teams have been playing, offense has not been huge. That could actually, jumpstart you to winning the game because of that.
My goodness. 80 yards. And the kick is going to go wide left of the, so it'll be 20-7 York. And take a look at it again. We'll be right back with more on ABC 27. My goodness, is this kid special as well. Up right out for the York Bearcats.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
And you talk about timing, welcome back to Horn Field. You talk about a play call where you dig into your books. You got to give the whole York staff on that last play call. Rod right out. Got an opportunity to take it on reverse, and Stewart flipped it to him, and he went 80 yards down the sideline, got a block, and that was it. That's all he needed. So now Redline's got their back against the wall with 4:20, and the way this game has gone with the grind-out game, time is flying by. And you take a look at this drive from the start. It's one play, 80 yards, left side, breaks outside, down the sideline, not going to be touched, and he leaves the secondary. I mean, absolutely separates from the secondary. And I know Grace Grill knows a little bit about Rob Rideout. Let's go down to Grace Grill on the field. Grace, he is a special player, and we talked in pregame today about an opportunity. You've talked to coaching staff, and you know that kid's special.
Yeah, Todd, Rob Whiteout is a guy that Coach Stoner believes is D1 material. Often you talk about this team and you talk about Dejaur Stewart, but this guy can hang with the best of them. Rob Whiteout, remember that name.
Thanks, Grace. With 3:58 here in the third quarter, Jerome, 3:56, and if I tell you, when York went to stacking that box and that puts them in single coverage, and they said, hey, you got to beat us with your arm, I think they've got a great coverage. And I mean, really, honestly, they've got 2 receivers in most of their sets. Like, that's a slant there, and that's the first thing that they've given up. But you'll give a slant that stays in front of you up.
Oh, yeah, you'll give that up. The big thing is now you may see Redline get out of what they do, and that's when you have an opportunity to maybe pick the ball off. But you also see the quality of your offense in the passing game to see what they can do in bringing your team back.
Well, we have a little bit of a misting rain here now with the wind picking up. The weather pattern is changing pretty good, and it's getting colder down on the field. That's for sure. 3rd down and 3. Ness, right side. Backside, ripped down. And you got to give a lot of credit to William Malini, the junior.
You see number 42, Isaiah Peterson, also in on that play as well. So swarming defense from this York team that's energized from the touchdown.
So it's 4th down and 3. Redline will have to punt. That's a pretty good punt that jumps out of bounds. So they'll have the ball at the 22-yard line. And I tell you, York has gotten stingy defensively. So you can talk about the nice offensive effort, some of the big plays out of York, but this defense has come to play. And they kind of really started, they settled down after that first drive. Right. That first drive, I mean, when you talk about that hurry up that Red Lion, that there was definitely, I would say, a swagger to their offense in that first 2 possessions. And then York settled down and stacked the box, and it has been nothing for Red Lion in the running game, really.
Yeah, exactly. And as we've seen, when Red Lion isn't able to run the ball, their defense begins to struggle. And then they become predictable. And predictable against a good secondary makes it difficult.
Just a drop off to the left side. Stewart tries to make a move, bounces outside, swings off to the 40. He's on his feet. He's going. Now they're going to rip it over across the 40, the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. This is, I mean, we said it. We said it pregame. Big play. They're a big play offense.
And just see how the big plays have now materialized. And you want to get Stewart the ball any way necessary. And you just see him break 4 different tackles from quality defenders and just gets upfield. Then he turns on the Jets. And he had a chance to maybe take that to the house and gets brought down right at the end of that play. Good looking run by a kid that's really motivated to do his thing out here. He's having a good game.
Is Stewart, when you take a look at him size-wise, he's physical. You can see where the weight room has made a difference in this kid, but he has breakaway speed and difference maker is the best way to describe him. First down and 10. Stewart going real wide across the 40. I thought that was designed to be a halfback pass. You could tell because he was going to try to get to his throwing hand, Jerome, and he couldn't do it.
Well, he should have just threw that. Tried to throw
it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Get rid of that if that's what it was. I wasn't sure that that's what it was. I just thought that the penetration bowed him out. He wasn't looking to throw. It's just that there was some immediate penetration by Royer, number 3, just got right into the backfield and forced him to throw out. It didn't look like he was throwing. As soon as he got the ball, penetration was right in his face. Yeah. So he bowled it out. He didn't even try to even look to throw it. He was just trying to see if he could break around the corner.
It'll be 2nd and 23. And I think York's going to take a timeout. Yeah, York's going to talk this one over. We'll take a break and be back with more on ABC 27 after these messages.
Here you go. Here you go. Get your seatbelt on, hon. That's okay. We have on.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
Well, welcome back to Horn Field. Our next game, oh my goodness, are we, man, Jerome, now you remember when you and I talked about State College and Central Dauphin. Although Central Dauphin, after that Harrisburg win, I think there were some things exposed. The Cougars exposed a few things on that offensive side. I mean, Noah Huffman really struggled with the pressure coming on. Good quarterback, a solid kid at Central Dauphin. I think he wants another chance at some of the big dogs in State College, right? Coming up, that's going to be a big one.
Yeah, I just think, Harrisburg, we saw the quality of what they are. We saw that Coatesville game early in the season, and they are so far beyond what that team was now. So, I think you saw a lot of that, and they just overwhelmed Central Dauphin. So, again, that division, the Commonwealth, as we know, the Mid-Penn is powerful. But, hey, this York Division I league, it's doing really well. And it's not about becoming the Commonwealth or the Mid-Penn. Yeah. It's about being the York League and making sure that you establish yourself as that. And that's what we've seen. York Adams is really doing a good job of pumping out talent down here.
So Bernstein's going to keep it across the 40-yard line. Just got to throw this out here tonight. Stewart has 214 yards already. 214. Touchdowns of 80, 73. Right out 180, excuse me. He went 73 and I know it's time to look inside across the Commonwealth and across the Mid-State for some scores. Jerome, what do you have?
Wilson up 13-3 over Hempfield. We have Northern is up 20-0 over Susquehanna. Manheim Central 36, Land Peter Stroudsburg 7. Steel High 35, Camp Hill 7 in the third quarter. Anvil Cleona 33, Peckway Valley 6. Downingtown West down to Coatesville 42-7, and that Coatesville team is still rolling. Dover area 34, York Suburban 6.
And when things are going right in Coatesville, here, Jeff,
Absolutely, they are. Manheim Township 21, Warwick 14, Littlestown 42, Hanover 3. Bishop McDevitt 49, Lower Dauphin nothing. Cedar Crest 31, Penn Manor 7, and Chambersburg 26, Central Dauphin East 20 in the fourth quarter.
So a lot of great scores.
Oh, and then we forgot, we just talked about Central Dauphin. They're up 42-7 on Altoona.
So they're getting some things going against Altoona, and a great way to come back for Central Dauphin, who was 4-2 coming in that game. Look like they're probably going to go on to be 5-2 going into that State College undefeated team. Man. Fake punt, shuffle pass, and it's going to be fumbled. So it's going to be incomplete because that's a forward pass. Rob Rideout will drop that ball. But I think, did it get tipped? I'm not sure. I like the play call.
Yeah, definitely like the play call. But again, you were talking about that game, the next game coming up. And again, you know, we've seen Central Dauphin. And I'll talk about it a little bit more after this play.
Just didn't quite hold it. I mean, that was a great fake punt.
That State College team is one of the better teams in the state right now. And again, having an opportunity to see them against that tough Central Dauphin defense will be interesting because, again, they're going to pose a different threat than what we saw from Harrisburg. So, again, we've seen some just good football. Having an opportunity to see Central York down here and seeing Pabula at quarterback work his magic and seeing these two teams here, just the entire football landscape in Central PA is really just strong.
Yes. So she steps out just shy of the 50 at the 48. That's a good way to get Ness the ball coming out of the backfield. Take a little play call out of the York playbook and
that's what you do, Todd. You get the ball into the playmakers and get it in their hands as quickly as possible. And you see Ness has carried a huge load today as a running back and as a receiver.
Just shy of 30 carries. I thought they might take an opportunity to go over the top there. Bensinger did. It's incomplete.
Well, you saw York defense that very well on the outside. Everybody stayed home. Nobody looked to bite on any fakes, and they shut that down, and there was no other option off of that but to throw it away.
A 3rd down and 5. 16 seconds here in the third quarter. Now this is usually a passing formation for sure. 3rd down and 5, especially when they go that trip side. They're going to do a quick pitch to Ness. Ness is going to turn back left side, cross the 40-yard line down to the 35. Great play call, and I think it even forwarded to York a little bit because when they go that trips formation, that takes that emphasis, brings those safeties, brings those corners up to coverage, or linebacker in coverage, excuse me.
But in this situation,
why do it?
They don't do that. So even if they spread you out, they've been running the whole time. They've only thrown a handful of balls. So that's not going to fool anybody. You're still going to play to run. It'd be a different story if they were chucking it around all day. They haven't. They haven't really thrown it anywhere.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more on ABC 27 after these messages.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be. And I won't stop learning. I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Let's fourth quarter action. Red Line with the ball, down 20-7. Looking to put some points on the board here. They got the trip bunch formation over to the right side. And they're going to go to the right side to Pfizer. And York wanted to hold.
And again, just, you don't see a lot of passes downfield with the exception of the big bomb in the second quarter or in the first quarter. But again, that defense, York is stiffening up. They're getting real stiff in the back end. They're not allowing just for you to just go down and do big chunk plays. They're going to try to make Red Line work for every yard they can get.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Try to open up the playbook. Red Lions just kind of opening up with their formations. They're going out of a bubble, and that's going to be incomplete to Pfizer. I mean, pretty much here's their options out of those trip formations. They're going to bubble screen, probably left side, dropping off, or they're going to run the ball.
And the unfortunate thing is this was
He had a
open.
block. He had a block.
He had blockers ahead of him. He had
You're
more than
right,
one.
bro.
So if he would have secured that, he had an opportunity to get some yards.
And kind of what it shows a little bit. Now, they did go downfield one time for a nice 55-yard hookup for that only touchdown score from Mincer to Hornberger. But they just don't let him. They're not going to let him throw much up top. And they're not going to let him go over the top. So quick hitters is what they're trying to do. They got single receivers to the left and double receivers to the left and a single receiver right. Mincer back to pass. Feeling pressure. Is going to have to dump it off. It'll be incomplete.
It looks like maybe they were setting up a screen to Workinger.
That's exactly, because you'll see him release right here down on your screen. He released it. The screen was set up. He just couldn't get it off. Pressure was on.
Yeah, a good giveaway to that is when you see the offensive line. When you see the offensive line bunched up, that's when you know that something is coming screen-wise, is when they're all together.
That's who's going to look downfield. And he had Pfizer wide open. He overthrew him. That was is there a flag down, though? No, I thought I saw a flag. Okay. He had Pfizer.
Yeah, but you see Redline takes their shot. And again, just good play, drop back. Metzner just airs it out. Pfizer had a step.
And Mincer had, I know if he had that one back, he comes to the sideline, you can tell his frustration because it's a great play. Do the ball where you want it, just overthrew it a little. That's a tough, you know what, that is a tough throw. That's the back part of the corner of the end zone. You got to throw that ball over the defender into the outreach arms. It's there though, bro. Left side across the 40-yard line, and Red Line trying to strip the ball.
And that's, again, you want to do anything you can to get the ball out. So, again, you're going to see York a lot of run. You're up 20-7. You got a pretty good running game. Got a couple guys that can carry the ball, and you just run the ball down Red Line's throat. You try to just, you don't want to give it back to him. Kill as much time as you can from this clock. 10:39 and ticking. 2nd and 5. That's perfect. If you're running the ball 5 yards on your first down, you're in good shape.
Left side across the 40. Stewart across the 45-yard line. That's going to move the chains. It'll be a first down for York.
And that's Workinger again on the tackle. We've seen him all over the place defensively, and it's big that we highlighted him because I'll tell you what, defensively he showed up, for the most part of this day, and he's been on a lot of tackles. But again, this is the time when defenses begin to wear down, when you're just running right at them, and now you have a guy this fast that can break it on you. He's just one hole away from taking it the distance.
Right out, right side. Bouncing, stays on the feet, crossing the 50. So just to let you know, plays that went over 20-plus yards, tonight York has 5, Red Line has 1. So that goes to tell you that when you talk about big plays, 5 over 20. But more importantly, they have 2 over 60. I mean, that's telling you something.
Yep, that matches the MO for York. The problem is they're used to having a lot more than that at this point.
Well, they're averaging over 50 points. I mean, they're 68, 65. I mean, they have put some points up on teams this year. So it's 2nd and 6, 9:15 to play. I don't know if they got the play off or not. Was there a timeout called? Delay of the game. 5 yards and move York back 5. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. So the air out of the stadium here a little bit at Horn Stadium tonight because of this guy, Stewart, who had over 214 yards already tonight. Just padding those numbers even more.
And again, their job is just to keep draining the clock at this point. You're up 20-7. Your defense has showed up the game, and they've done a very good job. And actually, I still believe that this Red Lion team defensively had done pretty well. They gave up some big plays, though, but for the most part, you take those big plays away, they've hung in. It's just the problem is when you have a big play team, at any time they can crack one, and they did. They cracked 3.
Little option pitch right side. Conquest will go right across the 50-yard line, and he'll be taken down, and it was a good tackle. And that's by Smith.
And Smith just solid tackle. This is what you want to do in the open field.
Rip and hold.
You get an athlete, you got to come up, get yourself planted right and just deliver the tackle and wrap and get them down. And that was just good tackling. That's the one thing about this Red Lion team. With the exception of that one play where Stewart bounced off like 4 guys, they've been pretty sound tackling most of the night.
You talk about things to build on when you look at film Monday when you come back to work. York has been penalized 8 times for 87 yards, Red Lion 3 for 22. So that's something they're going to have to watch in these big games. And delay of game again against York. That's 2 right now. That's 9 penalties.
But look at the clock. Look at where we are now. 7 minutes and 47 seconds. The Bearcats have had the ball a good amount of time. I mean, you're talking about 5 minutes. Close to 5 minutes they've had the ball, and yeah, the penalties have hit them, but it just seems like they're just keeping the ball away. Now it's 4th and 6, so they're going to have to punt it, but they drained a lot of clock.
They sure did. Without
getting a lot of yardage, they just drained the clock down. So they've taken it down twice, to the end, and got penalized for it.
So Stewart will come on to punt. He's a left footer. Gets kind of a low liner. It's going to take a roll across the 20. Down, and it's going to be recovered inside the 10-yard line. And that's good coverage. And take what you can get, but that backs Red Lion up, and that's what York needed.
And that's exactly right, Todd. That's exactly what they wanted to do, was back Red Lion up and make them march the entire field. The one thing, in the one stat that you pulled up, one big play that they've had this year, this game over, a certain amount of yards. I mean, they haven't had really big play production. So the likelihood of them, not saying that it can't be done,
right,
but the likelihood of Red Lion coming up with big enough plays to score quickly, they haven't really shown the ability to do that with the exception of the one time.
And that 55-yard hookup from Mensker to Hornberger was with single receivers, one left and right, and they saw single coverage. They play action, they pump fake. Now they're going with that trip bunch to the left side, and they're just coming with the jet sweep right side. And that is going to be eaten up. We'll give it to York in this, and they are on this play call.
Well, I think the plan there was to hit the boundary. Sometimes you can crack something on the boundary because you have more flow, more numbers on the other side, and even though you don't have as much room to work with, you may have less bodies defensively. So, again, try to spread out the York defense and then pop something into the boundary, but York was ready defensively up front.
Man, I want to give a shout out to Michael Parker, number 38 tonight, and his defensive effort, and along with William Molina, number 62. Those 2 guys have come to play defensively tonight. So Molina and Parker, you guys tonight, I will say this, you guys are my all right, you ready for this? The all Steel Mill defensive team tonight. They made it. They're on it tonight. Those 2 guys from York, 62-38, all Steel Mill workers tonight. Give them an old lunch pail. Give them some coffee and send them to work, because those 2 guys came to play 38-62 tonight.
Old Steel Mill.
Just like my dad used to put his name on it in letters, Mike McCall, on his lunch bag, and he took coffee and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and went to work. Daggone it. So 4th down, or third down and 10, excuse me. Metziger over the top, and he finds Pfizer across the 40-yard line. That's complete. Once in a while they get him. They go single receivers. They get that matchup that they want, that one-on-one coverage, and Pfizer's pretty quick, and Metziger puts it on the money. Now he had somebody taking a look again. Looking downfield. He's got one receiver.
And again, it just seems like the I don't know what Carroll was biting on. He hesitated. I'm not sure.
Carroll bites on the pump fake.
Maybe it was maybe it was a stutter route or something, but it just didn't see. It seemed like a go route initially,
It's
but
a
then
go route.
on the replay, it just seemed like maybe he stuttered or something. But I don't know what he was biting on there.
It's a simple go route. He pump fakes one time, and Carroll buys on it, and they're going to come back to something similar. And Pfizer now, they've got something going here on that side. Carroll may need a little help on that side. And you see Rob Rideout coming over with some support there.
And again, that's good scheme. What you do is you go deep on a go route first. Then you come back. You come back with a comeback. So again, once you get burnt deep, you're hesitant. So you start favoring the deep ball, and then all of a sudden you come back with a comeback route. So
Jerome, we have a great view up here. You know what else is open? The seam is open too. If you threw in a tight end tight, you went to somebody like working here. They're going to look backside, and it's going to be not much there. Who is it? 38, the All-Steel Mill team nominee. Oh, that's 33. I'll take that back. I thought that was Parker. He and Parker look a little bit alike from up here.
They do. They got the dreads coming out of the back of the helmet, 30 numbers.
That's Maurice Fiesel there. So Fiesel and Parker look a lot alike. 6:20 to play, second down and 17. And I think York's going to want to take a timeout and talk about some things defensively for a second. We'll take a break. We'll be right back at ABC 27 with more from Warren Field after these messages.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Well, it's 6:16 to play, second down and 17. This is a good time to take an opportunity to thank our Vica crew. These guys are here well before we're ever here, Jerome. From our executive producer, Chad Edwards, Don Lattimore on camera, Kaylee Edwards, Josh Edwards, TJ Smith, Dan Zach, all of you guys, we thank you up here. We get to stay up here with our jackets on and be warm. And Dan Lego, all these guys, I'll tell you what, we thank the Invicta staff tonight for all that they do. Looking at that screen left side. And it's across the 40-yard line. And look at the workhorse tonight. I mean, can I go, if I'm going on the other side, if I can give an all-Steel Mill team effort too, Tyler Ness is a workman too. He comes and, man, he should be driving an old truck and some overalls. Am I right? He is a workhorse.
I'll tell you what,
Ness
man,
has been a workhorse.
That kid's going to be sore tonight or tomorrow in the morning. He's just workhorse. That's what happens. You come to work and you put in the work and you keep rolling. And again, one of the things that makes high school football what it is, especially in this area in Central PA, is what the kids do in the offseason, how important it is.
Metziger, kind of wobbly throw, and the receiver was slipping and falling. I don't know if he tripped over the defensive back or not. That was for Pfizer. That would be incomplete. I mean, was there contact in that secondary?
No, I think it was. If it was any contact, it was incidental, and I think there was a good no call on the back end. But again, we know what Red Lion's going to do now. They're going to try to open it up, and they've been doing that. And again, they're still chewing up clock as they do it.
Right.
So, right now it's 5:33 left in the game.
Kind of forced a throw with somebody right in his face, and I don't know who got there right away. It might have been Parker.
And that's what you do. You get creative. You send a little bit of pressure at the quarterback and try to get what you need out of that. They got two guys blocking in the backfield, and again, just a good defensive play and turnover on downs, and York has held. So now they get the ball with 5:29 left in the game. Big stop for the Bearcats.
Absolutely. Getting the ball back at 5:29, they're going to grind this out, and they've got a couple good guys to do that with, and it's going to be a lot of number 1, a lot of number 12. kind of felt if Red Lion could, put a nice play drive together, maybe score, that this game was definitely, in an opportunity, I guess, for Red Lion to maybe get back into it. Now the crowd is starting to kind of file out here.
Well, think about it, Todd. Red Lion averages 35 points a game. So holding York team 20, you're in good shape. The problem is you've only put up 7 tonight, so you can't win that way against a team like this. So again, your defense showed up. I mean, you were able to shut down a high-scoring team for the most part, but again, they got you with 3 big plays or 2 big plays and then 1 end zone and maybe even a 3rd big play here. But they got you a couple of times, and that's the difference in the game.
Nazarenas had to bring down Stewart. And Stewart almost broke that one, as you said, Jerome. Boy, he's been fun to watch tonight.
Yeah, and these are the times when I know when I played running back, these are the times you wanted to break the back of the team. You get a nice big run when they're tired late in the game, and you break it 60 yards, and you turn around and you see them with their head, that you broke them. So he's that quality of back, and there's no better feeling than that when you're a running back than to break one long like that at the end of the game, knowing you already have it in control, and it can kind of end the game. But a penalty doesn't help.
No, it does not
at all.
Second
just
down.
Takes you back.
And it's going to take him back. It's going to be 2nd and 14. The ball's now on the 35-yard line. 4:46 to play. Stokes is going right side and kind of he came in at QB. I don't know if they're going to keep him in there and have him do a little bit of that running, a little bit of wildcat kind of. It looks like Stokes going back to the sideline. It's Bernstein coming back on. It'll be 3rd and 12.
And more importantly, Todd, he kept the ball inbound, so the clock keeps running. And Red Lion only has 2 more timeouts left. So, again, will they? They're down, 20-7. People are starting to file out a little bit. They seem like they're going to be content, York, with letting the clock run down as far as they can before they call a timeout.
If I start thinking player of the game, it's definitely Stewart. I mean, Stewart had over 250 yards, so I mean, he's been unbelievable tonight. So I mean, that would be hands down. It'd be hard to argue with that.
Yeah, Todd, he's been everything is advertised, and I'll tell you what, I bet you there are college scouts here watching this game with both teams having some players on both sides.
So number 1, DeJour Stewart tonight. I thought, man, singly what he can do with the big play, and then Rob Rideout had a nice game too. I mean, he broke off an 80-yarder too. But Stewart is he's just something very special. And we knew about it. We had heard about it. And when you see it with your own eyes, this York foundation now is solid, and they have playmakers. And I respect the staff on both sides. Jesse Shea's group and Stoner's group tonight. It's been a fantastic game, but that kid's been special.
And he came in 1,393 yards rushing, 24 touchdowns, and he's added to that. Those statistics today in a big fashion.
Full shuffle pass to Rideout. Rideout's going to fumble, and Red Lion has it at the 40-yard line.
And again, shuffle passes, they can be very effective plays, but they can also be dangerous plays because it's a blind pitch. It's a blind reception for that running back or that ball carrier because he's getting the ball with his back to the defense. So he has to turn around and get his bearings, and before long you have people stripping the ball, and then you get hit and the ball comes loose. So and a very effective play, but at times can be a dangerous play as far as ball security. So you got to make sure you secure the ball, get upfield, and get as much yardage as you can. And there you saw the turnover.
Workinger knocked it out of bounds. I mean, knocked it out of bounds. It knocked it out of his hands by coming up, and he put his shoulder pad right on him, and that was the difference. That's where the ball is now in Red Lion's hands and going over the top, and Menzinger had Hornberger. Actually, that was Nazarenas, actually.
That was 6.
And that was a touchdown if the ball's thrown where it needed to be. Man, that was a good call.
And I tell you what, Todd, if that would have hit, that would have changed the scope of this game.
Totally.
There's more than enough time left on the clock. And they have 2 timeouts, so there was more than enough time on the clock to make something happen. Now, by the time, unless you got a turnover, getting the ball back, you wouldn't have much time left. But if you can get in the end zone here, it's big. 2nd and 10.
Right side, it hit the receiver in the hands. It'll be incomplete. He looked for Pfizer. So it's 3rd down, 10, 3:40 to play. I mean, he actually, he really hasn't had to throw the ball much probably this whole season, Metziger, but he can. But I think with some timing, with some, continued work on it.
Right.
I mean, he's had guys open tonight, which would really solidify an opportunity to beat this team tonight.
Yeah, I would say probably in the 2 losses they had against Chambersburg, they probably had to throw a little bit. And again against Northeastern when they lost 23-16.
So their Red Line was 7 for 13 on 3rd downs. Let's make it 7 for 14. So it'll be 4th down. A little bit too much on that. That was a great camera shot right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And again, when you start going out of who you are normally, I mean, if you're a power running team that runs the football and then you get forced into throwing, it just makes you predictable and easier to stop.
Well, coming up at the end of this game, Giant postgame report will feature the Groff Tractor play of the game, discuss the Hoffman Ford player of the game. So that's all coming up in our postgame. Pfizer across the 20, makes one move across the 10, makes another move, 5, touchdown, Red Lion, and this is a whole lot different right now. And this started with a shuffle pass turnover, and Red Lion gets on the board, and people that are getting in the car going home, wait a minute.
And I really would like to see this replay of what happened on the back end here. I mean,
there was 3.
Well, it's hard to know what
3 defenders, 4
what happened.
defenders.
That was a basic play. It wasn't anything of pump fake or anything. And I don't know what was happening on the back end. Number 16, Deontay Wilson, not sure what he saw on that play, and they give up a big play, 20-13. That's huge.
Boy, this is an important point after.
3:26.
Because listen, if you get the ball back and score, not only tie it, but an extra point and hitting this extra wins it.
Wow.
I mean, wow, this has changed.
Putting it that way.
Yeah, I mean, so this guy's going to make sure he puts it up. Workinger up across the uprights. It's 20-14. Don't go anywhere. ABC 27 more after these messages.
I can really buy local produce at Giant?
Yep, brought it in from our backyard. Well, not my backyard, but close.
Sweet. Find out about our backyard at giantfoodstores.com/local. Giant, the official grocery store of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay, well, here's what's interesting. The game's 20-14. Last drive was 4 plays, 40 yards, only 23 seconds. Now, York scores fast, but come out here and get a hold. I think they're going to kick it. They're going to try to nail him deep and come out and try to play 3 and out.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be the game plan. I mean, I like to play coach. I'm not right now, but and this guy's got a pretty decent foot on him working. Oh, he's going to onside kick it. You're right. Gave the short field. They got it back.
Hey, well,
Redline gets the ball back.
There you go.
You're never out of it. You're never out of it.
Wow. I mean, this has been a total collapse of York High right now, of the Bearcats. I think they may have packed it in. It seems like they may have packed it in a little too early, and now they're in a dogfight here. And the truth of the matter is, Todd, like you said, a touchdown and extra point could potentially win the game for you.
Wow. So it's 3:25 to play. And you know what, Jerome, when I go in my playbook right now, I'm just going to play offensive coordinator just for a minute, and you can play along with me here. I'm not going to try anything fancy. I can grind. I can give the ball to my workhorses. I can do a few things, go over the top after a couple runs. And they got single receivers, left, right. This is usually their running formation. Ball, low snap. He's going left side, and that's a dangerous, and it's going to be almost picked off. I could tell right now that coverage was tight, and he's trying to force it. Menziger was trying to force it to that left side. He's trying to force it to Pfizer. Right here.
And I know Stokes wants this back because he had this ball in his hand. That could have, given you a better chance to win the game, to shut that door down. But you see what Red Line's trying to do. They're going to attack. They're trying to attack. They just scored on a big pass play earlier, and they're trying to come back with it.
So it's 2nd and 10, 3:18. Twins left and right, or singles left and right, excuse me. Metzinger's going to keep it, a gapping hole, across the 45, and he's going to slide down. I mean, I think that's smart going down. I don't think he had much more there. Do you, Jerome?
No,
I
think going down was
goes
fine.
down right away so he can get back up. I mean, that was a smart play.
And holding on to the ball, and I think that's what they're saying. He gave himself up, and you heard a lot of Red Lion fans.
That's a personal foul, actually.
Kind of get angry about that, and that would have been huge if that would have been called.
That was a hit to the helmet on the quarterback, but he's a runner when he's running, so it's different.
Yeah, but when you slide, you give yourself up.
1st and 10, and it's complete, but he didn't get out of bounds, so the clock's going to continue to run. Am I right?
Yeah, but they have two timeouts. They're in good shape.
Take a look at this play again. Hornberger's looking left side the whole time, though. Menziger to Hornberger. He's looking left side the whole time, Jerome. So I wonder if he's going to one-time pump or a double move right side. A double move offensive play would probably beat him.
Right. And again, these defensive backs, it's hard to know what's happening with them back there. They're just giving up chunk plays now.
So it's 2:30 to play. 1st and 10. Menziger left side. They're going to have to hurry up here. They still got time, actually. When I say hurry up, they got 2 timeouts.
Yeah. So they really don't have to do much of anything. I mean, the goal is you score and don't give York any time to do anything else.
So it's 2nd and 7. The ball marked on the 27-yard line. Man, did it change completely. There's people that's in the parking lot right now probably wanting to just pull over and listen to it on the radio. 2:04 to play, 2nd and 7. Rolling right is Menziger, looking downfield. And it's overthrown, incomplete at the 10-yard line. And he went to Pfizer.
And I think Pfizer would have been out anyway, even if he did catch that. But it brings up a 3rd
down to 7. Yeah, 3rd and 7. 1:55.
And let's give a shout out to the offensive line of Red Line. They're really giving some time on the back end for Metzner. He's able to sit back there and pretty much do whatever he needs to do. Earlier in the game, you saw that pressure coming from York. Now that offensive line is really stiffened up. They got the max protect back there, and they're really trying to give him time.
Yeah, they've been to max protect, and even through that, they beat that max protection York has. Menziger left side, crossing the 25, not just out of bounds, shy of the 20-yard line, right at the markers. Where's it going to be marked at, Jerome?
Yeah, I think it's going to be short.
Oh.
But again, that max protect, and I think he had a receiver on the top open.
But he went ahead and pulled it, and there is the marker, and that's great camera work. He didn't get there. He knocked out just a yard shy, so it'll be 4th and 1. Big 4th and 1 coming up.
Again, the tables of this game turned drastically. It looked like York had this game sewed up, and now you see hands on the hips and a minute 49, and Red Line has an opportunity to possibly steal this game from York after York has pretty much owned the second half.
Who would have thought? I mean, really. 27 in full command with the ball, 3:21. They had the ball with 3 minutes, 21 seconds in full command. They had a 3rd down.
And wow, that onside kick was so timely and it worked perfectly. York players came up to get the ball, wasn't able to secure it. Red Line gets the ball right back. I mean, after a score that wide open, able to get a touchdown. So now you just have a different game right now. with 1:49 seconds, 4th and 1. I mean, how you can't get any better than this.
So it'll be 4th and 1, 1:49 to play. Single receivers left and right. Metzger's going to keep it, and he gets the first down. He's going to move the chains, and he get maybe 2, make it 3.
Are they going to give it to him?
Yeah, I mean, no, I think he got picked up at least 2. Yep. So there he's got to get there. That spin move right there gets it. So it's another yard.
Wow.
Yard and a half.
And again, Todd, the momentum shift. Now you have the momentum propelling you if you're a red line.
Metzger's getting pretty hyped in that huddle, too, and he's telling his team, let's go. Shotgun formation, single left, single right. Ball on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Metzger back to pass, looking over top. Hook route, dangerous pass. It was, again, that is a force at the 10-yard line. It's incomplete to Hornberger, excuse me.
And again, you had Stokes, another opportunity, gets his hands on the ball and can't pull it in for interception.
But when he drops back, he is looking left side the whole time.
That is true.
He's never even taken a shot.
That is true.
So he doesn't have check down looks. He has one single look.
Well, part of that is because of the max protect. They have no one else en route. So you have
one single
receiver. You have a receiver on one side, one on the other, and that's it right now. They haven't shown that they will throw anywhere else. Now, it doesn't mean you can't. It doesn't mean you can't leak somebody out later.
Well, that's going to be holding against the red line, so it's going to bring him back.
And that would be it would be a timely route right now? A wheel route.
I thought about that a few times. I was ready to mention that.
You haven't done it all game.
Yeah, a wheel route. I tell you what, there's a seam that's open too. If you didn't have to go max protection, line up double tights, I think that you could do some things. But
yeah, it's hard to hit that seam when you haven't really run it.
You haven't at all night. I haven't seen one single
route. You can maybe able to pop something there.
So it'll be 1st and 30. Maybe a screenplay. Metzger back to pass, going to roll right. He's going to have to keep it. He's got a lot of room to run across the 30-yard line. Cuts it across the 25, and he's out of bounds there at the 25-yard line.
And you see the frustration on York. Gets a lot of that yards back. And again, look at the protection. Again, that max protect. Now, here's the problem with max protect. You know, you don't have a lot of guys in the route. So if you're York, you should sit on that and really, you can play guys in the face of the receiver and then have help over top and then force those guys to get downfield on you, and that'll make the quarterback hold the ball even longer.
The Red Line tonight have 20 first downs tonight. Metzger back to pass, 2nd and 15, going over the top. He has it, touchdown! Touchdown, Red Lion! Wow. Can you believe it?
Can you believe
They have tied it up with a chance to go ahead on the point after, and the Red Lion crowd's going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that was just unbelievable. The momentum carried this Red Lion team. They got a chance, and they took advantage of it, and now they have an opportunity to take the lead with a minute left. And look, William Penn, York has no timeouts.
Over the top, ball on the money, Pfizer touchdown, and in coverage was Stokes. And Stokes got beat on the play. And the point after, they have the lead, 21-20, Red Lion.
Wow. The first lead of the game.
Oh, my goodness, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more on ABC 27 Red Lion, taking the lead.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Man, if you were just tuned in or you went away from your TV to go get some chips and dip and you came back, this was the point after to win it, take the lead, 21-20. And Workinger's going to put up through the uprights. And this is a little pressure for this point after. There's good pressure put on York and almost blocked, and the point up after to give the lead, 21-20. 9 plays, 56 yards, total of 2 minutes, 18 seconds. And Now, York is a big play offense. They don't need a whole lot of time, Jerome. They've got 1 minute and 8 seconds with no timeouts. And they were in full command up 20-7 with the ball with 3 minutes to go and fumbled. And Red Line, recovered it at the 40 and went a 9-play drive to take the lead. Well, unbelievable.
Like you said, 1 minute 8. York has time. Let's see what they can do.
So if you're York, you're coming in. Bernstein's going to come into this huddle, settles group down. 108 is a lot of time for a quick play offense. You just got to tell your guys, we have number 1, we have number 12. Wow. They can make plays.
Yeah.
Now there was a lot of opening in that middle of that defense. They've had some really good blocks, some kind of counter style plays. Let's see what they're going to do. They're probably going to have to go. Well, they're going to have to go 80 yards with 110. Jet sweep, flip, coming back. Stewart crossing the 20. Crossing the 25 and just shy of 30, he'll be knocked out of bounds. And boy, that was a big shot. That's a great job getting out of bounds. That was Kobe Martin coming up, and there was a collision is the best way to describe that.
And again, you see York going to the bag of tricks a little bit to see if they can bust one deep and had everything blocked pretty good. But again, Red Line did not give up the big play. They were able to come up and make a play and brings up a 2nd down and 1.
So that was a pickup of 9. 2nd and 1. 1 minute to go. 71 yards to go. With a minute, trips to the right, single receiver, quick pitch, right side, Stewart bouncing out. There's not a whole lot there, and he's going to lose, and there's going to be a flag, and it looks like it's going to be holding on the right side by the York Bearcats.
So now you see York on the other end of the spectrum where, they're having a hard time dialing up anything. And again, what you're seeing is you see such a momentum shift that this team is energized for Red Line.
And it's going to be holding against York. And we want to thank also Travis Sparks tonight, our statistician tonight. How about this one? 4th quarter yards for York, 26 yards in the 4th quarter. Red Lion, 185. It was a total solid performance in that second half by Red Lion. It was, 2 different teams. So it'll be 3rd and 1. And I don't know, Jerome. I want to go in here. You've got 53 seconds. You've got 71 yards to go. I don't know. Even bringing Stewart out of the backfield and dumping off for him, just giving him an opportunity, or putting him in a bunch formation, throwing a bubble screen to him, something like that. We're going to have a halfback pass. Stewart's going to throw downfield, and the receiver's knocked down. They want a flag, but it's incomplete.
No, well defended. That was well really defended there.
I think it was read well.
And this brings up a big down here.
That was Anthony Jamison, the senior, who the pass was intended for, and that was a halfback pass. It's 47 seconds, 4th and 10. Red Line holds here. They'll go on to win. They'll take a knee, and that'll be it. The ball is on the floor.
That's it.
On the field, and that's going to be it. That's a hold. And I just don't know. I just can't believe what we've just seen here. It's never over. Red Lion.
Yeah, Todd, they're going to come out of this. And I'll tell you what, this is, you couldn't be more of a shocker and probably the worst 3 minutes of a game for a team that you can have up 20-7 and just basically fall apart. And I'll tell you, one of the things, if you're York, you got to be careful of is teams see this, and they're seeing max protect going against those defensive backs, and they were able to get big plays in the second half.
There was too many men on the field for Red Line.
And again, York has no ability to stop the clock. They have no timeouts.
I'm a little surprised even just where, they're coming out in shotgun formation.
I think that's the victory formation there. It's just their version of it.
That's their version of the victory formation. Wow. So anybody had left this one tonight, they started clearing the stands and heading into the parking lot when it's 20-7, and York had the ball with 3:20 to play. Red Lion, just the stats tonight for Minsker, who would be our player of the game at this point. 14 for 29 for 233 yards and 3 TDs. I mean, that was a big change. That was really the difference. He was 14 for 29 for 233 yards and 3 TDs. And they took the lead late with a minute to go and come away with the victory. Going to come away 21-20. And that is our player of the game is going to go to the quarterback tonight.
Yeah. You know, he made the plays when he needed to make. And again, you know, you have an opportunity to put a team away up 20-7, and you can't do it. And again, you gave life. Once you give life to a team, the momentum shifts, and then they begin to believe. And I think that's what you saw from Red Lion. They began to believe. They had this crowd behind them. Those that did not leave were still here, and there's many that were still here, propelled this team to victory. And again, you just can't give enough credit to this Red Lion club, the coaching staff, the fans that backed them for not giving up and coming out and basically stealing a win here today against York.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. That was one well of a comeback out of Red Lion. And it really was a tale of two different teams. In the second half, they had 185 yards, held York to 26 yards. That was the big difference.
Yeah.
And York is, you know, that's a fine football team out there. So we're going to go to our Groff Tractor play of the game. And this is, again, our Groff Tractor play of the game right here. It's this onside kick. This was crucial to recover, and Red Lion does it, and that set up the game winner.
Yep.
Right there. And it appeared that York had it in hands. They had their hands teams on, and it was recovered. And it was a big play recovered by George Stuck. And that was our Groff Tractor play of the game. And we'll take a break. We'll come back with our player of the game after these messages.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Well, we had an absolute great game here at Hornfield tonight. Red Lion will drop. Well, actually, it improved to 5-2. York will drop to 6-1, and now that York Adams Division I league is wide open. But standing by with our Huffman Ford player of the game is Grace Grill. Zach Minzer he was 14 for 29 for 233 yards and 3 TDs, and I see you there with Coach as well. Grace, what a great effort of this guy. Total 185 yards in the second half, and he held York to 26 yards, but it was big plays by number 12 that made it happen.
He did, Todd. He had a great game. Zach, these last 2 touchdowns in the last couple minutes, what was the feeling going into that?
We had to put points on the board quick and for enough time so we get an onside kick. And offensive line played great. Special teams came in clutch to even give us that last drive. It's an amazing feeling. It's nothing like else.
Thanks, Zach. All right, Coach, I wanted to bring you in because your sideline was ecstatic. You beat number 2, Central York, and now you've beaten the undefeated. How does that feel?
You know, it's a credit to the work the kids have done all year long since the end of last season. It's a credit to the staff. What a great game plan they came up with.
You talked about this with me in pregame. It is youth night here. You've had these kids around. I love that you just pulled them in. What does it mean? What's your message about the community and the youth?
Well, the big thing that we do here is we really do believe in a family, concept, and that includes the great Red Line rowdies that we have up there. That includes the band, the cheerleaders, and yes, of course, the youth. It's the whole community chipping in, and when the whole community buys into something, it's a beautiful thing.
All right, thanks, Coach. Enjoy this win. Todd?
Hey, thank you, Grace. Thanks for the work on the field tonight. That was Coach Jesse Shea, who's ecstatic about his team's victory. Look at the total yards. I mean, 402 by Red Line, 333. Those 11 penalties come back to hurt greatly the York Bearcats. But passing-wise, 223. Now, that was one I circle right now if I'm circling, and that wasn't even thought about when it came into even 3/4 of the game.
That took place in the fourth quarter. Most of that was then. And again, here's where I'll give the credit for Red Line. And we've talked about it throughout the game. You took a team, you played a team very tough that averages close to 60 points a game, and you gave yourself a chance. They had 20 points, okay? 20 points. Yeah. You were down 20-7, okay? That's a lot different than 50-7, right? So you're in striking distance. So we talked about it. You score 1 touchdown, it's 20-14. And then once you got that, you believe. You took momentum, you believed, and from there, like the coach said, the whole community got behind this team, and then they took the game from York. They took it from them.
Right. And you talk about a big play, a point after, that was missed by York. The game's 21-21. Mm-hmm. So, you're playing overtime.
Yep.
But as it is, William Penn, York, 6-1. Red Lion, I keep saying we've had so many Red Lion games in the past. Red Lion, 5-2. We had a great night here tonight in the York Adams League, and it was a fun one. On behalf of the whole crew, the Vika crew, ABC 27, High School Sports Live, we had a great one tonight. Red Lion 21-20. Next week we got another great one, State College Central Dauphin. And it's getting colder. It's October. It's time for football in this type of weather. So we can get our cameraman and everybody to wrap up tonight. We had a great one here on behalf of Jerome Presley, Grace Grill, Todd McCall. We had a great night, 21-20. Have a good one.